Okay. I'm not gonna do the wait around for people to show up thing. I'm not gonna play music and relax first. We just gotta get started on this. This is gonna take a while. The video is 2.5 hours long. I've done something like this before, like one time with In Praise of Shadows and his horrible Wendigoon thing. So we're gonna do this with this one, which I don't know which one's worse necessarily. This one's pretty bad. So what we're gonna be seeing here is a live stream from Louis McClung, who made a video about Dinky Jabo, who has since responded, and now this is Louis McClung watching Dinky Jabo's response to Lewis's original video, and it's bad. This is like fucking terrible. This is awful. This is so terrible. The original video that Louis uploaded was really fucking bad. It's so bad that you don't even have to know what's going on to know that it's a bad video. It's one of those. It's pretty similar to a lot of the problems that the IPOS thing had, where there's like a lot of just extrapolations that aren't really founded on anything strong enough, right? You can't necessarily just take little tiny scraps of information and then just run with them completely unchecked and act like that's like a normal, reasonable thing to do, and act like well, I did the right thing. I did all the right things. I'm pretty sure he says that somewhere in this fucking stream, but we'll find out, because this is brutal. But yeah, let's get fucking started here. This is So this is a re-upload, by the way, because he took this stream down and the original video down. I don't know how he ever got as far as uploading the original video in the first place. Holy shit. What a character flaw to have gotten to that point without anything in your mind going, wait a minute. I don't actually have anything. But I'm doing this anyway. Anyway, let's get started here. This is going to take, like, forever, so just got to get moving here.
Is this working? I have no idea if this is working. I hope it's working.
You know what?
I do not know if you guys...
Okay. I can't watch this in real time. I have to speed it up. We're going to do... Let's do this. 1.25. See if that's
guys are there
acceptable.
yet. Give me a second.
Because he has kind of like a higher register and he talks kind of fast sometimes. So I don't know if this is going to be too much. We'll take a look. Which, by the way, part of the reason I want to do this, because, like, obviously there's a bunch of people
talking about this. Oh my god, there is a bunch of people here. What's up?
Hold on, I'll pause real quick. Part of the reason that I want to do this in particular is that there are a lot of people talking about this, of course. But a lot of them are people like Turkey Tom, Chud Logic, Nicholas Diorio, Augie RFC, like these more like right-leaning guys, right? I want to talk about this because I'm a fucking lefty. So I think, why not? Why not throw my perspective out there? Now, I'm not this kind of lefty, but I am still a lefty, so.
What's up?
Let's get going.
Hello. So, we're here to talk. We're here to talk. We are here to watch and listen and talk. Let me know if you guys are seeing this. There's a lot of people in here. Oh my god. Hold on. My first time live streaming on YouTube since I've actually gotten a following, so you're gonna have to give me a friggin' second, alright? Calm down. Cool down, alright? Thank you all.
By the way, something to point out. This dumbass... I'm going to be very rude during this whole thing. I don't give a fuck. I don't need to pretend to be nice to every single person in the world. It's not going to happen. This dumbass decided that a live stream response to his just insanely poorly constructed and baseless video, he thought doing a live stream response was a good idea. I don't know why, because he didn't have any substantial evidence in the first place. So really, watching the response was probably a very nail-biting experience of just like, oh fuck, I don't have any counters. I don't have anything to like, it's not like he was holding cards and like, aha, he responded. Now I've got some like big fucking piece of evidence that he didn't think I had, right? He's got nothing. This is crazy. Why would you do this? Why would you do any of this?
Thank you all for showing up. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you. You all can see and hear me, right?
Unfortunately. Maybe, can we get away with one point, or, whoops. Can we get away with 1.5?
Welcome in.
Because I'm thinking about this. This is over 2.5
Okay.
hours. I mean,
All
it's
right.
going to take me like
So
5
today,
hours to get through this.
Thank you, Jabot has responded. And this is a
Okay.
good thing. Let me get something very clear. This is a very good thing, all right? We wanted to hear from him. That was my entire purpose. That was my entire point. I wanted to hear from this man, okay?
Okay, here's a huge problem that we're just going to have to address now, and I'm probably going to forget and harp on it every time it feels relevant to do so again. But here's a problem that I really have with this guy and the other character involved in this, Cataclysm. They have this weird sort of sense that I just don't agree with at all when it comes to public figures or celebrities or whoever. They have this sense of like, you owe me answers. You owe everyone answers. You do not get to have any sort of private life or private aspects of your life that are not, out of bounds for us to just like pry open at a moment's notice for any reason, right? Here's the thing. The whole accusation, I guess, well, there's like several really weak ones, and then there's just kind of a vague, nebulous sort of thing that ultimately boils down to they think that Danky Jabbo is friends with I'm Alex. Okay? Now, here's the thing. I'm Alex is a obnoxious piece of shit, even if he didn't, like, act abusively towards his previous girlfriend, Alice, or whatever, right? I still wouldn't like him, because he was insanely ravenous about destroying his former friend Slazo, and then like I think there was a couple other things like that where he just seemed like it wasn't really about necessarily doing the right thing. It was about being like this, Johnny Righteous guy, where he would come in and save everybody, save the women, protect the women, and if you were genuinely doing that, okay, but it really didn't seem like it was about that. It really seemed like it had to be like he was a big hero, right? He wanted to be that guy. And I think Louis McClung here has a little bit of that kind of thing going on, funnily enough. He has a similarity to I'm Alex, where he's willing to kind of over-exaggerate really low-level accusations. He's willing to make these insane character judgments based on, very little evidence, to ruthlessly destroy someone, basically just to do it. Or for the sake of his own ego. And God, Jesus Christ, how insufferable is this design of human that does this kind of shit? I don't understand it. Because here's the thing. If I hear that someone is accused of something, right? Even if I don't like that person, I don't want that to be true necessarily, because if it's something bad that hurts somebody else, that means that has to have happened, and I don't want people to get hurt. So I'm not going to rub my hands together if I hear somebody I don't like has been accused of abuse or sexual assault or something like that, because, like, why would I want that to be real, There's a guy, I'm getting into, like, all these, like, little fucking drama tangents here. Last one before we get back to it, because I'm gonna end up fucking taking like 9 hours to do this. Harmful opinions. This weird freak, I forget the guy's name, was fed obviously fake information about him being like a sex offender, and he ran with it, and he was gleeful that he was destroying Harmful Opinions, who, according to him, was this big bully who had been like harassing him constantly, even though he did like a live stream talking about him, which is not harassment. It just isn't. But anyway, so this guy was like rubbing his hands together. He was like, yes, someone's been sexually assaulted by the hands of a guy I don't like. Perfect. I'm so happy for this information because I can use it. It's like, what? What the fuck is wrong with you? Anyway, sorry. We're going to continue, and I'm going to try to keep my tangents a little more close to what we're talking about without going into like side shit, and less frequently, maybe.
Watch the video a little bit just to make sure he wasn't being too outrageous. It turns out he was being...
By the way, I already failed the no-hit challenge. This guy's already fucking done damage to me, and I haven't even gotten 2 minutes in. He's not even watching the video yet, and I'm already fucking mad. I hate this guy. This guy sucks. People like this are terrible.
A little
anyway.
Outrageous, which is a problem. He was contorting words just like he was, accusing everybody who's talking about him of contorting his, which is, man, if people are going to be calling you a hypocrite, just don't do that. But...
Okay, McClung. You want to talk hypocrite? I mean, it's going to come up later. We're going to talk hypocrite, okay? He goes after Danky Jabbo here, in the original video, which I'm sure we're going to see a clip of that in here, considering this is him watching the response video. He shows a clip of him, you know, complaining about, like, you can't joke about these types of things. You can't joke about abuse. You need to have some class and decency when talking about this kind of stuff. This motherfucker, we're going to see examples of the edits that he put in the beginning of a video talking about sexual abuse. We're going to see that he's fine with making a joke about sexual abuse. For some reason, it's okay when he does it, right? Which, to be clear, here's where I stand on the topic of, like, jokes and what you're allowed to joke about. Literally anything. You can make a joke about anything. It's not my job to tell you what you're allowed to talk about, okay? I can choose to find something not funny, right? Or it's not really a choice. It's just my instinctual reaction would be, is it funny or is it not, right? And I would either laugh or not. I don't feel the need to make a big deal about a joke not being funny or being something that I don't think is funny, right? What does it matter, right? You don't have to watch and enjoy literally everything that's been made ever without having a complaint. That's stupid, okay? If you don't like something's sense of humor, that thing doesn't need to change. You need to not watch that thing, period.
I would like to say that he made me look very gross in his thumbnail. And
This is such a... I can't go fucking 4 seconds without pausing. This is such a stupid... Like, what do you mean he made you look gross? What did he do? Articulate it, because I don't think he does. He doesn't explain what he means by this. He just made him look gross. It's just a picture of him. He's not quite smiling. He's just sort of got, like, a empty expression. Right? I can't even really tell what that face is. And it is. It's not deliberately unflattering, I don't think. It's just a picture. Like, what do you mean?
I appreciate that, you know? I like to pick the best looking pictures of people I can fucking find for my thumbnails because I like being...
Oh, because you're so good, aren't you? That's another problem with this guy. He really loves to talk about how good he is. I can't stand it. It's so obnoxious. I like to present myself as honestly as I can. Now, sometimes that's not necessarily going to make me sound like a good person or like some people's idea of a good person, because, like, I'm kind of what's like a really negative quality of mine. I'm very unforgiving and I'm very, like, quick to anger, I guess. So, like, I don't know. That just is what it is. I'm not going to try to be, like, talking up my good qualities. I mean, I'll mention my good qualities if for some reason they're relevant, but I don't take every opportunity I have to talk about how fucking good I am. And this is just a really annoying... This feels very forced to be like, oh, he made me look bad in his thumbnail. It's just a picture of his face. It's not like it's a bad pause frame where he's like, you know, like, because those are funny. He could have done that, but he didn't. He used just a kind of straightforward angle of your face. Like, I don't know what the complaint is here. Really pathetic thing to complain about. And also, again, just takes the moment to suck his own dick about how awesome he is for making people look good in his thumbnails. How nice of you. Who cares?
Courteous, but this is crazy. I don't look like that. That's not me. So it freaked me out
You look like that. That's your face.
a little bit. But
maybe it's because his face is, like, slightly pulled back, got a little bit of a chin thing going on there. Dude, my neck doesn't look that great. I don't expect anybody to make a profile or what am I trying to say? A thumbnail if they're talking about me and make me look, like, go out of their way to find a frame where I look the best possible. That's fucking stupid. Just use whatever image you got. If anyone ever wants to make a video about me for whatever fucking reason, do whatever you want with the thumbnail. I don't care.
But
it's
we are gonna watch
face,
it because I don't want to have to
unflattering.
make an entire edited video about this video. So we're definitely gonna look at this. Here, give me 1 second. Let me just
Videos on me based purely on gossip.
start this over. Okay.
Oh, okay. So he was part of the way in, from the sound of it.
I don't look gross ever. No, I can look gross. Like when I first wake up, my hair's usually a fucking mess. But I don't look like that. That's just...
His hair doesn't look great here. I don't know if it's just, like, he showered recently or if it's greasy. I can't quite tell.
not me, you know?
Not that it matters.
Is that my mugshot? Yeah, I went to prison for being an idiot.
He went to prison for allegedly being a pedophile. It's okay, because I said allegedly. Allegedly, this guy went to prison for being a pedophile. I don't have evidence for this. I don't know if it's true. I just want answers. Let's ask Louis McClung. Let's everybody ask Louis McClung to address the pedophile allegations. That's all I want is a response. That's what this fucking guy is.
Happens to the best of us. But as you can tell, like, I don't really want to sit here and, like, make a whole video about...
Obviously, I don't really think he's a pedophile. It's a little hee-hee, little ha-ha. I do gotta say, though, buddy, you gotta shave that mustache. You do not have a good mustache. Most men don't. I'm gonna stick my neck out here on the mustache debate. Most men do not have a good mustache. And some guys only look okay with a mustache if they also have a beard. But a lot of guys cannot pull off just mustache. I've known almost no people in real life who can, and I've seen very few people online who can.
This. It's not, I don't want to perpetuate this anymore, so I do want to give my opinion on this and how he's rightfully angry. Let's be so unbelievably real. This guy's mad, thank you, Jabel. He's going to be very angry in this video, and he's allowed to be angry. That is not a...
He is allowed to be angry. He's completely justified in being angry because you really went hard in the paint to paint this guy as bad as possible.
Problem. I liked him. I thought I made it very clear.
And then the infuriating thing is this live stream is him really trying to, like, rewrite his tone and the things he actually said, which I think is insane. It's on video, right? Like, we can see the difference in what you said then and what you're saying now. You could pull up any video of me saying anything, right? Which, I don't even know what you would, like, talk about in particular, because I don't have a lot of videos from the old days on my channel anymore where I was, like, maybe a little bit more aggressive or outspoken about certain things. I don't really have that stuff out anymore. But, like, let's say, okay, you could take clips of me saying anything, and I will have a full account of why I said it, why I thought that, and why I probably still think that. Let's be honest. I don't bend my opinion in the face of criticism. If I said something and I believed it, I'm fucking sticking to it, okay? And if I didn't have basis to believe it in the first place, then that's a real big failure on my part.
Here in my video, that yeah, I said a lot of, you know, I did a lot of name calling, but I do that to everybody. So I didn't see that as a problem. But I made it very clear. I don't want to cancel him. I don't want his career to be over. I just want him to say something about it because there are a lot. And I mean,
I swear to God, I can't go like one minute without this guy saying something that's insufferably irritating or just wrong. You didn't want to cancel him. Now, it's okay to say that just any time, I guess. But I think if you are the type of person that you are, right? Someone who's, I think, fairly obviously, like, more far left than me, which I'm not, like, far left. I'm just, like, regular left. Not that there's a lot of people who are like that nowadays, it seems. Everyone's extreme one way or the other. And then there's some people who are closer to the center, but they get labeled the other thing by the opposing side, you know, or by whoever's mad at them at the time, even sometimes. You know, you can't be this type of person and make a big video about how a guy is, like, racist, sexist, and supports an abuser, and is defending him, but you don't want him to be canceled. And it's like, well, why not? Why wouldn't you want him to be canceled? By your own, like, values, shouldn't you want him to be canceled? Why don't you? I feel like, is that a defense for the fact that you know that you're full of shit, or you didn't really have legs to stand on? Is that you trying to be like, well, you know, I don't want this to be a big deal. I just wanted to talk a lot of heinous nonsense shit about somebody without consequence. I don't want him to be canceled. And it's like, what spurred you on to do this then? Like, what is the value in exposing someone as those things if you don't want there to be a backlash of some sort, like a problem? Because if you want them to just have, like, genuine growth as a person, that's not going to help almost anybody. I don't think being mobbed by people who are erroneously labeling you as, like, a sex offender supporter and a racist and a sexist and stuff, that's not going to give you positive character growth. That might radicalize you or just make you, like, shut out all outside voices because you're annoyed or angry at what you're dealing with. So yeah, this is just like a stupid tactic. It's not going to help him. So your only real motivation here is just to be like a gossipy bitch or to cancel him. So I don't believe you when you say, I don't want him to be canceled. It's completely hollow. Doesn't mean anything that you said that, you know. It's like if I go and I shank a guy 32 times, I didn't want him to die. It's like, well, 32 times though, huh?
A lot of allegations against him, and there still are a couple.
Oh my God. Okay. I literally can't unpause without getting damage again. Okay. Mr. McClung, let me explain something to you here that no doubt everyone else has explained tirelessly at this point. There is not a lot of allegations about this guy. There is a lot of bullshit that you and Cataclysm decided were problems because he said something you didn't like one time, and then you like went looking for more to confirm to yourselves that he is evil, and therefore your suspicions must be true, right? There is not a lot of allegations about this guy. I don't get to just like make a list of things I don't like about someone and then say, look at all these allegations, right? It's like, well, those didn't just exist in a vacuum. Like those didn't exist before you stuck your nose into this guy's life for no reason, right?
Cool. I'm pretty sure. I haven't watched the entire video. I hope he goes over everything. But I did watch a little bit, and he made it seem like I was saying things that I wasn't. So I wanted to clear it up, come on here and say some stuff. You know, I'm sure you guys are fine with that. I hope you apologize. Okay, we'll see. We'll see if there's anything to apologize for. We'll see. I mean,
you know, I'm curious about this. When there's like chat and you're in this kind of situation, right? Is it a good idea to just like address every kind of like obviously mocking chat message? Because there's got to be so many, right? Because he said there was like 3,000 people. There was like a lot of people watching, right? There's got to be a ton of chat going by, and he's like somehow picking out like these negative things to read out loud, and it's like, why would you do that? I don't know. It just didn't seem like a good idea to me. Getting one guide repeatedly. Well,
I probably got a bunch.
That might not be getting one guide necessarily. I don't know the strict definition of getting one guide, but anyway.
What's wrong? But like I said in my video, it's allegations. It's alleged. Everything I said was except.
Okay. I've got a major problem with this as well. 4.5 minutes into this fucking video, and I'm 21 minutes into mine. Okay, here's the thing. You can't just say whatever you want and make these heavy insinuations and carry this air of, like, authority and, like, condescension and, like, aggressiveness, and then just be like, well, it's all allegations. That's not how you talk about allegations. Allegations are things that are unproven, and therefore you should treat them as they could be true, they might not be true, but I don't know, right? That's what an allegation is. You don't know if it's true. It's alleged, right? You don't come in fucking death striking somebody and then being like, well, it's all alleged. Everything I said was alleged. And it's like, well, you obviously believe it. You obviously think it's true. Otherwise, why do you have that energy, right? Oh my God. It's insufferable.
Except for reading things. It was all alleged. Okay? It was all piecing things together that might be happening because he wasn't the one talking.
Things that might be happening. Might. Louis McClung, you might be, you know, I have a feeling about it. I have a weird, it's weird, McClung. It's weird to me that you talk so much about how you support women and support victims and all this stuff. I feel like you're covering for something. You're overcompensating. I think I have this feeling that you might actually be abusive towards women. I just have this feeling that might be happening. Prove it's not.
Talking about it. He wouldn't say anything. He didn't make a community post. He didn't make a story post. He didn't do anything. He just...
Oh my God, this is so obnoxious. Okay, to reiterate, Dinky Jabo was messaged by Cataclysm, and then she got hostile about his response, which was like, whatever, just get over it, I guess. Don't message him, whatever. Like, I don't understand this, this type of behavior, but he does not need to make a community post about a private exchange he had with somebody. Why would he, right? I've been vicious, not in a long time, but I have been vicious to people in private messages on YouTube, right? Does YouTube even still have messaging? It used to. I was vicious with people who had messaged dumb shit to me. I didn't give a fuck. I said crazy shit back then. If that was the case now, I'm sure somebody would make a fucking video about it. Actually, there might be videos about me. I don't even know. I don't like look my name up or anything. I don't give a shit, really. If somebody makes a video about me and it doesn't get back to me, I guess, I don't know. It's probably not that important to me. But you know, just this obnoxious, like, entitlement to all aspects of someone's life. I sent a DM that someone didn't like. I guess I have to make a community post. I have to make a video addressing a one-sentence situation. Like, what are you talking about?
He just said, hey, I'm making a response now after everybody kept saying things. Well, everybody kept saying things because you wouldn't say anything. Oh, thank you.
This isn't a case of everybody kept saying things. This is like you and Cataclysm were talking shit very suddenly. And then, you know, now he's got to deal with it, right? It's
Purple Toast, thank you so much for that. But there's no need to donate anything, okay, guys? We're just here to talk. Okay, just finished his video. Was it good? Was it a good video? Noah? Was it a good one? Let me know.
You know, I'm going to make myself feel better about the fact that I'm not going to get a single donation ever in my entire presence on YouTube. We don't need any donations, guys. It's okay. It's not why we're here.
Hi, everybody who's showing up. Yeah, I can do a recap. I can absolutely do a recap. So the allegations against him were that he was supporting I'm Alex for abuse by following him and protecting him behind closed doors, or at least not.
Okay. Problem number one. This is alleged by you two, by you and Cataclysm. This is not a general allegation that's been, you know, garnered from any credible source or situation, right? This is just you guys had this funny little feeling and you've decided that it's true, unless he proves it isn't, right? Which, first of all, protecting Alex behind closed doors? If you don't have evidence of that, why would you fucking say that if you can't substantiate that even in the slightest? Because, okay, you know what, McClung? I think that you've been using all the money that you've made on YouTube. I have this feeling that behind closed doors, you're using it to fund R. Kelly's legal defense. I think you've been doing that. Do I have evidence for that? No. This is just an allegation.
Not protecting him, making jokes about abuse in light of him being mentioned, okay?
And also protect, like, yeah, hold on. We gotta go back, unfortunately. I hate to do this.
I can do a recap. I can absolutely do a recap. So the allegations against him were that he was supporting I'm Alex for abuse.
Supporting I'm Alex for abuse.
By...
Okay, when I hear the phrase supporting I'm Alex for abuse, that puts this vision into my mind of someone who's like cheering on the abuse and happy that it's occurring and doing something to facilitate more of it, or being like, yeah, it was good that you fucking hit her, right? Like, that's what that sounds like. This is such a horrifying recap of allegations that aren't even real, by the way. This isn't a real allegation, I'm sorry.
Following him and protecting him behind closed doors, or at least not protect.
Also, following him, like, everyone who talks about this says this. Following someone on social media is not an endorsement. It does not even imply that you like that person. You can follow someone to find dirt on them, for one thing. You know, like, if I wanted to, I could follow Louis McClung to wait for him to say something stupid so that I could pounce on it, right? Like, I'm not going to. I don't use those kinds of social medias where people do, like, text posts, right? Like Twitter, or what's that other one? There's another one. Is that what Blue Sky is? Is that, like, that kind of thing? I don't actually know. I don't know what Blue Sky is. Because I don't even use Twitter, so, yeah, no idea. But my point being, you know, you could subscribe to someone on YouTube to wait for them to upload their next dumb fuck up. So that you have first dibs, right? You don't need to hear about it from someone else. You got it in your feed, I guess. A follow means nothing. A subscription means nothing. There might be someone subscribed to me thinking that, oh, wait, this guy's kind of undiscovered. Maybe he's going to be a lolcow one day. I'm going to fucking subscribe and catalog and wait for the moment to strike, right? Somebody could be doing that. All right? Follow means nothing. It is not an endorsement. It is not support. It's not a defense of their, specifically their abuse. That's psychotic. Anyway.
Protecting him, making jokes about abuse in light of him being mentioned, okay? And that is...
Okay, making jokes about abuse. Again, I think I mentioned this earlier. You can make jokes about literally anything you want. There is nothing wrong with making a joke about basically any topic. The only time where I kind of make exceptions for that is if you are making a crass joke to someone's face about something that you know they are sensitive about. That's kind of fucked up, right? And I'm talking basically in real life, okay? So, like, let's say, well, I can use a real life example, okay? I have, you know, probably talked about this at some point since my channel kind of rebooted, I guess. No, I definitely have. Okay, right. I think I mentioned this recently, actually. My dad died in 2013, all right? Something that I'm not, you know, very jovial about, as you might imagine. I don't find the subject to be something I even want to mention at all, much less in comical terms. So if somebody made a joke about my dad's death to my face, I might get a little pissed off, right? And I think a lot of people would get that, right? They would understand that. If I watch a comedy special and the stand-up comedian makes a joke about dead dads or something, I might laugh if the joke is funny, right? He's not talking about my fucking dead dad. He doesn't know me, right? It's not targeted at me. I don't know. I feel like, does anyone make that distinction ever anymore? That like, you know, you can joke about like anything. And here's the thing. You might say, well, Danky Jabbo is connected to I'm Alex, so making a joke about abuse involving him might be more tasteless. But he wasn't even making the joke to the abused person, right? That would be a little more questionable, I would say. That would be like, oh, that's kind of tacky or tasteless or whatever. But he would still be able to. It would just be like not the best showing, I guess. But he didn't, because that's not who he made his joke to. It was someone who wasn't that person. So anyway,
that is not alleged. He did make a joke about somebody and Alex and an abuse case. So that was not alleged that happened, but what it meant for him as a person was all of the gossip, as he calls it, which, by the way, I find his tone...
It's okay. This is funny. He's so sensitive about this whole gossip angle, right? He's like, I don't like that he said that we're gossiping. That's, you know, I don't really like that tone. Here's the thing. You are gossiping. You're talking about like rumors and speculation, and you don't really have any evidence for it. What else is that? That's gossip. That's what women do in a workplace. Great. Now I'm sexist. Oh no. But seriously, like, you know, you hear like three bitches standing around. I'm doing it on purpose. Yeah. Okay. You see like three people talking shit about a coworker and what they heard or what they think that, you know, oh, you know, I think they're weird or something, like, because, you know, they didn't say hi to me this morning. I wonder if he's cheating on his wife. It's like, okay, you know, good gossip, I guess, but, you know, it's not really based on anything. It doesn't have any founding. But anyway, so yeah, this whole thing is so annoying because he should be completely not on the defensive here because he's just wrong. There's nothing for him to defend himself with. So when he does this shit where he's like, I don't think you should call it gossiping, that makes me feel bad. It's like, well, you shouldn't have done it then. You shouldn't have done it then.
About us. The YouTuber's talking about him, very condescending. He calls us gossipy and petty.
He has every right to call you anything because of what you've done. You know what? If I ran YouTube, he could say very bad words about you, and I would be totally fine with it.
And drama, this is not petty. You have an audience.
This is petty. This is extremely petty. You're a fucking fool, or you really don't understand the issues that you think you do. Okay? You really don't.
Of a lot of people, and you talk about a lot of things that are very harmful. So it's just important to talk about these things and say when you've done something wrong, or if you haven't, right away, so that people don't have to make a video about it to get an answer from you. Because the possibility...
That is such an obnoxious attitude. This is what I mean about like this, like, I'm gonna use the word entitlement. This is actually definitely entitlement. This, like, you needed to fucking answer my DMs or I'm gonna make a video about you, right? And I guess that means that you just get to say whatever you want because he didn't answer you. If somebody tries to reach out to me and I've never heard of them, because let's say this. Okay, I don't know if Danky Jabbo had any idea who Louis McClung was before this. I didn't, right? If I, for some reason, was contacted by Louis McClung and this video hadn't happened yet, I wouldn't know who that was. Why would I answer him, right? Why would I be like, oh, I need to answer you? Fuck you. I don't know who you are, right? Like, there's some people who could do that to me, right? There are some people who I am aware of on YouTube who, if they messaged me, I would, like, pay attention to it, right? If like, Nicholas DiOrio sent me a fucking DM on some platform and was like, hey, I need to, like, talk to you about something, I would be like, what? Like, I'd be like, what? What happened? Yes, I'll pay attention to that, I guess, but, like, I don't know who the fuck Louis McClung is. So, I don't know if Danky Jabbo did, but I certainly didn't. I had never heard of him until he did this and made a complete ass of himself. Not a good first impression, by the way. That's always my favorite type of YouTube fuck-up, is when the first time I hear about somebody is they've made some sort of colossal fuck-up. That's really funny to me. Happened with IPOS. I didn't know who he was before then. Happened with Louis McClung. Happened with Just a Robot. Lots of people... First time I hear about him is like a big situation where they made themselves look like a fucking moron.
Possibilities were so bad, okay? And a lot of things I had said were assumption, allegations. That's what I do. How many times do I say that in a given video? That they're...
That's what you do. You talk about assumptions and allegations. Oh boy. Good standard you've set for yourself. You know what I do? I talk about things that I like. I talk about sometimes things that I don't like. I play games, you know. I try to enjoy things. And if I talk about something like this, I have a video playing where I can talk about the thing that is said in the video, right? I'm not making assumptions. I'm not extrapolating anything. I'm just talking about what is said here. And there are times where I suppose I could be justified in making an assumption based on the way someone behaves in the video. Making like this gigantic video about somebody when all you've got is like a text message and like 2 clips from or like 3 clips, I guess, from old videos where it's like, in 2 of the cases, it's like definitely a joke. And then in one case, you completely misunderstood the context of the clip. Which, again, for a guy who complains about someone else lacking nuance and decency and whatever, I don't know. Like, if you can't even be trusted to interpret something as it was spoken, what business do you have doing what you do?
Allegations, but I digress. You know, you have to say that because I could be wrong about anything. So, let's see what he has to say. Are you guys ready for this? Are you guys ready? You missed everything? Don't worry about it. There's a video up. You guys can watch it.
Started
Toxic
yet,
Gossip
dude.
Train. Yeah, saying that is a little weird.
Boy.
So, but Jesse here, I just want it to be known if he's seeing this that I have no ill will against him. I thought I made that so unbelievably clear. I take the...
No ill will. I remember you calling him motherfucker in the video. I remember you... we're going to see clips of this as it goes on, by the way, because he's going to play the response, and the response shows the clips. You have this insane attitude the whole time, and you're going to pretend like you had no ill will. Like, let's be clear. I absolutely have ill will towards you. I'm not gonna have the tone that I've been having where I'm mocking you and calling you names and shit and then pretend like I don't have ill will towards you. I absolutely do, because I think this kind of shit is unacceptable. So for you to be like, can't you suppress your hatred of women for 1 second? And then be like, I don't have any problem with the guy. I don't think he should be canceled. It's like, the tones don't match. What the fuck are you talking about?
shit out of stuff. I do that all the time. I'm like, you stinky bastard. I will say that nonstop. All the time.
Oh, God, you edgy Ow. I cut myself on this guy's edge. Fuck.
I do that, right? But I made it very clear that I don't want anything bad to happen to this guy. I made it very clear that I don't want his career over. I don't want him to be canceled. That's besides the point what I'm doing. I want him to be able to forward his career, okay? He is doing very well as a newer YouTuber who's only been doing this for 6 months. He's doing great, right? And I want him to be able to do great. But to do this stuff behind closed doors was worrying, okay? And I know I learned after...
To do this stuff behind closed doors, the way he talks about it, it gives this implication. Like, if you don't know what's going on, he gives off these constant implications that there is, like, this big, like, mound of evidence, right, that needs to be addressed. And really, there's not. The only behind closed doors thing, really, is just the text exchange between him and Cataclysm, right, and the fact that they had, like, a voice call, I guess. The other thing is, the other thing that he has, I guess, is video clips from public videos. What is this closed doors shit? I can only assume that it's malice. Or is he really, like, does he really think that this is all, like, the way he's portraying it? Is he really that delusional that he doesn't see a problem with this? I personally think it's malice. I you know, there's the YMS approach of assume ignorance before malice. I try to, in a lot of cases. I think this is malice. I think this is malice 100%. Because I don't know how you would arrive at all these steps where you could have made a different decision and just kept going and then made the video and then made this fucking stream and like, you still fight even though you're here to, like, take accountability and apologize or whatever nonsense you're pretending you're doing here. But you're still fighting. You're still fighting.
After I posted this video very recently that I did get something wrong, he still has videos up where he says weird stuff. I thought he would have taken them down, but he didn't.
Okay. Let's go back just a second here.
And I want him to be able to do great. But to do this stuff behind closed doors was worrying, okay? And I know I learned after I posted this video very recently that I did get something wrong. He still has videos up where he says weird stuff. I thought he would have taken them down, but he didn't.
Okay, so in the video, he makes this assertion that like there's these clips that have since been deleted, you know, that whatever he said specifically. We'll see the clip, I think. But he makes this assertion that like these are like secret, like he doesn't want you to know, you know, his YouTube video or his YouTube channel's been doing well lately, so he wants to hide these things. And they're just up. They're on his channel, and it's like you couldn't even check. You couldn't take 30 seconds to check if what you were saying was true. I mean, what does that say about your character? What do you think that portrays to the viewer? If you are just going to say something that is so easily checkable like that and you just didn't bother, right? What does that say about your character? What does that say about your integrity? It says pretty bad things, in my opinion. I'd be pretty embarrassed if I was you. Or I guess if I was you, I wouldn't be embarrassed, or probably not for the right reason. Because evidently you feel no shame at all before, you know, uploading a video that bad, so...
Okay? I also said alleged in that. I rewatched my video before making this because...
Alleged. It's alleged that the video is privated or unlisted or deleted. If it's alleged that a video is or is not on the platform, you can find out. Why do you have to fucking say that's an allegation? That's insane. That's retarded. You can just check. There's no reason you couldn't have just checked. And you're sitting here like, well, I said alleged. And it's like, it's alleged that the United States dropped a fucking atomic bomb on the Japanese in World War II. It's just alleged. I couldn't be bothered to find out if that happened or not. You can just check.
Because I want to know what I said. So,
fuck.
Sorry, I'm trying to read this. There's so many people saying things. Look how he calls other channels gossipy, but he made multiple unnecessary videos about Smart School Boy 9. Yeah, okay, but it's okay to be gossipy. That's what he does, and that's okay. That's a perfectly reasonable...
Oh my god. Hold on. I need a second. I'm gonna step away for 1 second. Okay. It's okay to be gossipy, but you had a complaint when he called you gossipy earlier. Dude, this is crazy. Okay, it's not as bad. I'm doing this for the sake of like an exaggerative comparison. But if any of you are familiar with who Cyrax is, Chance Wilkins, he has a habit of saying things, and I don't think he knows what they mean. He just like says things, right? Like he has this heinous skullet, and he's just got like this nasty scabby head. He will mock other people for being bald, which I would argue the skullet is 10 times worse than just being bald. And then he'll tell other people, like he'll use insults about himself to describe other people. And that's why I think like he doesn't even know what they mean. He just knows that they like hurt his feelings, so he should say them at other people to hurt their feelings, right? This guy just says shit that is contradictory in the same stream, by the way, to things that he said, you know, at another time. So on the one hand, he really doesn't like that he was called gossipy. And then on the other hand, it's okay to be gossipy, right? It's okay. But I don't like that he said it about me. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? What is your complaint? What is your actual point? Do you have any? Or do you just say things to either counter what is being said about you or to placate to people who you think are on your side? Like, what are you doing? Do you have any positions? Do you have any stances of your own, right? Do you have anything that matters to your integrity or self? I don't even know if I'm making sense, but like, what the fuck?
Simple thing to do. That's what our videos are like. We can be a little gossipy. We can be a little jokey. We can be a little, you know, I make so many jokes. I made so many jokes that he has in this video about what I said about him, right? I make jokes. That's what I do, right? And
you would joke about abuse. You would joke about a situation involving abuse. You would joke about misogyny and racism. What is wrong with you, McClung?
I think that's okay. I make it lighthearted because, again, I'm not that mad at. Well, I was very mad at him for not saying anything, but now he said something, so I'm much happier about the situation. I'm so much happier about the situation because he said something. He didn't even have to make a video like this. He could have just made a post way before anybody made a video and just been like, "Hey, these screenshots are out."
He didn't have to. Okay. I don't think that this sets a good precedent to be like, well, if anyone has a negative interaction with somebody or a perceived negative interaction, they can just like post screenshots of it and now they have to respond, right? What? What kind of message are you trying to send here? This is crazy.
Wasn't trying to be like this. This is what I meant. I'm sorry, guys. Blah, blah, blah. Right? What did he do? We didn't know. That's the thing. We didn't know what he did. We didn't know what the extent.
Okay. Well, we don't know what he did. We're angry about it, but we don't know what happened. It's like, what? Do you hear yourself fucking talk? Jesus Christ. This is the thing. There's this annoying presence that hangs over this whole stream of like, hey, I messed up a little bit, you know? Like, we're here to just talk about this. But like the energy he swung at Danky Jabo with is so fucking like, I'm stomping on you, you fucking sexist pig, racist insect, animal bastard, right? Like it's got this like intensity to it. And then when he is rightfully being trashed for being a fucking moron, suddenly it's like, hey guys, let's take it easy, you know, we're just here to learn. We're not here to like say bad things about people. It's just that's what I mean. Like, do you actually have beliefs? Do you have like convictions? Because it feels like you don't. It feels like you don't like have actual standards or positions that have like solid grounding to them. I just don't think you do.
Of what he did was there were a lot of assumptions, a lot of words going around, and that's about all we had. But he wasn't saying anything. The main problem that I had an issue with was one, he didn't say anything about it. He said nothing. He was actively avoiding it, which we know now that he's seen it, so he was actively avoiding it. Two, that he was deleting comments, and he said in a video, hey guys, make...
Okay, at no point, by the way, I want to make this clear, at no point did Louis McClung ever provide evidence that Danky Jabo was deleting people's comments. He'll make several references throughout all of this to Danky Jabo silencing people. Never once is that demonstrated.
Make it look like I did something terrible directly after the screenshot had surfaced, right? That's weird. I don't know what he's going to say about it in this video. You know, it's just...
Also, okay, we're going to have to get this out of the way early, I guess. McClung here loves to just describe things as weird. Usually doesn't have more substantive claims than that. It's just that something is weird. And that doesn't mean fucking anything, because different people are going to find different things weird. So if you can't describe with real words and vocabulary here what the problem is, then I don't care when you just call something weird. That feels like just a lazy way to like say that something's wrong without explaining why, right? Like, I gotta say, McClung, your mustache, it's weird. Gives me icky vibes, right? It's weird. I refuse to elaborate. Anyway,
a joke. It's not just a joke, dude. That's weird shit. I've never done anything like that.
It's not just a joke. I've never done anything like that. Okay. Doesn't matter. I could make a joke about the most heinous shit in the world. Doesn't mean anything. I will say horrid, disgusting, grotesque shit to my friends because it grosses them out and their reactions are hilarious. Okay? It doesn't mean that I support those things that I'm saying. The shock value is usually just from the fact that I said it at all, because my friends know what kind of person I am, which is why I don't usually do the same kind of humor online. I guess if I streamed more, people would get more of a feel for, like, who I am, so they would know, like, why the joke is funny, I guess. But, like, I'll say this heinous shit to my friend that is just, like, in stark contrast to my character, and that's why it's funny, right? It doesn't mean that I believe in that thing. I say horrible shit. If my friends really wanted to hurt me, I'm sure they could throw my DMs out and I would just be torn to shreds by some people, I guess. But you know, it is what it is. It's called jokes, and you don't have to like them. You don't have to like them. You don't have to watch Danky Jabo, right? And also this thing about like it's weird that he wanted his fans to like act like he did something horrible. I see that unprompted in lots of comment sections just because it's funny, you know. What's a good example? I can't think of a specific one off the top of my head. But like, you know, this isn't exactly the same thing, but like in Turkey Tom's comment sections, there's people that'll just be like, Turkey Tom, the type of guy, and then they'll just like say something. Right, just some weird nonsense usually, like the weirder and more obscure, like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, that's usually the funnier. And then I have seen it in somebody's chat where they're like, wow, I can't believe that I think I saw it with Wendigoon. Somebody was like, I can't believe like Wendigoon has kept me in his basement and kept me as a prisoner or something. It was something like that, right? Where it's like, I don't know, it's just funny to take someone who's like obviously not like an evil, vile person and then just be like, wow, I can't believe they did this obvious fake thing, right? Like that's funny. You don't have to fucking laugh. You don't have to find it funny. But that doesn't mean that it's wrong or that it's like weird. And again, weird. Yeah, it's weird.
I don't know why you would do that, right? That's why I didn't like it. Okay? I didn't like that he had said, hey guys, make some...
I didn't like it. If I don't like something you did, I get to destroy you. It's like, do you have any idea how you sound?
Weird comments about what I'm doing. Oh, I say like I'm so terrible. That's weird. That is still the only thing I have a problem with, and I hope he talks about it in this video. Okay? But aside from that, I am happy he said something, and I am no longer that mad at him. Okay?
Okay. Here's another problem. You're not mad at him now that he said something. Okay, if you haven't watched the video yet, presumably, right? You don't know what he said. So maybe he admits to something horrible in the video, right? Not that he does, but if you haven't watched it yet, you don't know what he said. Why are you already not mad at him? Like, what? I feel like on some level, at this point, he knew he had done something wrong and was trying to, like, downplay it before even starting the video. I feel like that's what's going on here. Because, like, if you think this guy... there's an obvious lie in the video, or the original video, right? Where he says something like, I would have a little bit of respect for you if you just came out and said that you were friends with Alex. Which, by the way, they hadn't even proven that he was at that point. It was still just an assumption. So, like, okay. But first of all, no, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. Of course you wouldn't. You would have made a video about that angle instead, right? Let's not pretend here. Let's not pretend that you value honesty more than, like, I guess, supporting abuse. Like, what are you talking about? Anyway, so yeah, hold on. I need to reset.
But aside from that, I am happy he said something. It's still the only thing I have a problem with, and I hope he talks about it in this video. Okay? But aside from that, I am happy he said something, and I am no...
Okay, right. Okay, you're happy he said something. You're not mad at him anymore. You don't even know what it is yet. And again, like, you're just happy he said something, even if it turns out he is these bad things that you've alleged, right? Like, that would be fine. It's just the fact that he hasn't said anything yet. Like fucking, what is this delusion? What is this nonsense? Why are you lying to me, McClung? I know you made this video so that I would watch it. Why are you lying to me personally, directly? Obviously, any content that I view was aimed at me, and I should therefore have control over its existence, and I should feel personal offense at its existence.
No longer that mad at him. Okay? I am no longer that angry at Mr. Jabot here. Okay? I'm disappointed in him silencing people and not saying something sooner, but I'm no longer that angry.
You're disappointed in him silencing people. You still never demonstrated that. Never demonstrated it, but you're still mad about it, I guess. It's one of those things where it's like, still fighting. See what I mean? Still fighting.
My entire issue from the start was that he said nothing. That was my whole issue, which I'm sure you guys can agree with if you watch his content, right? If he doesn't say anything, oh my god, what? Zillion.
If he doesn't say anything, oh my god, what? Yes, everyone needs to address everything all the time, constantly. That's what a lolcow does, you fucking moron. Are you suggesting that everyone should become a lolcow and slaves to their audience's questions and comments at all times? Are you crazy? Why would you support that? It's going to create a nightmare-scape on YouTube if everyone did that. Like, you make a video and then you spend, like, the next fucking 8 weeks addressing questions and allegations and all this other shit. Like, yeah, fucking right, dude. No way.
Thank you so much. Again, you guys do not have to donate anything for this stream. This is just me doing this so I don't have to make a video. This is me because I don't want to make another video about this. Because he's trying to put it to...
This is one of my favorite kind of dramas, by the way. The unprompted video causes my downfall drama. Or causes me a lot of problems at the very least. Because I don't know what the long-term effects of this are actually going to be. It's easy to say, like, oh, he's thrown his career away. It's over, right? I don't like preempting, future events like that. Because you never know, right? This could ultimately not hurt him that bad in the long run, which would be depressing. because quite frankly, I think he deserves a lot of shit for this, like a lot of shit, and I think people should never trust him again. Basically, right? He was so driven by one of a few different things, either just pure malice, pure desire to create content at any cost, even at the cost of his own integrity, even at the cost of another person who really didn't ultimately do anything bad enough to deserve like the type of video he made about him. He was so blinded by whatever it was that was driving him that he was willing to just make baseless assumptions, possibly just flat out lie, not even check the things he was saying in the video, right? Like, I don't know how you could ever trust someone like this again. I just don't. So, to be honest, if anyone stays interested in his content, I'm afraid of you a little bit, because I don't know how you could possibly accept that, right? Like, what? I don't know. This isn't one of those, like, little mistakes where, like, he accidentally said something okay. If you make a mistake in a live stream, I feel like that's way more forgivable, right? Like, if I accidentally say something that's not true during a live stream, I feel like you can forgive that a little bit, because I'm not, like, writing a script here, right? I'm just sort of talking. And, you know, in real life, people will say things that aren't true all the time because they thought they were, and then they realize when somebody points it out that, like, oh, that's not real, that didn't really happen, or, you know, whatever, right? But when you, like, script a video, I feel like you should really have your shit together. Anyway.
To quiet, basically, right? He's trying to put it quiet. So, sorry. No, people trying to put him down, stop, okay? Stop saying negative things about this guy. You don't know yet, okay? All we had was alleged and conversation, okay? That's all we had, all right? Be nice, be cordial. He didn't from...
Like, you didn't do any of that in your fucking video, dude. Come on. That's the thing. It's like these people, they want to make a video with, like, these incendiary tones, and then they want to pretend like they're not trying to sort of leak that into their watchers, right? Because here's the thing, like, okay. How do I articulate this without sounding like I'm full of shit? I'm not of the mind that you should harass people. And what I mean is, like, if you want to say something shitty to Louis McClung, go ahead. But you could do it just, like, one time, right? After this video, I'm probably never going to talk about him again. Unless he fucks up, like, somehow bad, like, as bad or worse, in which case it would be pretty funny. I did see some of his dream video that he dropped after this, and that's pretty bad too. So I think, again, this is just like character flaws. This isn't like, oh, he fucked this one thing up, but other than that, he's been solid. I think this guy probably just sucks. And probably really shouldn't be doing the kind of content he's doing. You know, and you can make content of any type if you want, but I feel like it's different when you're talking about, like, people. You know, when you're talking about people, you should be correct, right? That is not the time for, like, baseless speculation and gossip. If you wanna speculate, right, go talk about video game leaks or something. Like, there's other things where you can just kind of, like, be like, oh, imagine, you know, what if this happens? Oh, that's a fun thought. No, I don't think you should do that with, like, people's lives and reputations and stuff like that. But anyway, let's keep going.
For all we know,
pausing probably still too much.
oh, he could disprove it all right now. He could do that. It's possible because it was all alleged. So be nice.
He could disprove it all right now. Actually, he can't disprove some of the things you were saying because you've made these assumptions that can't be directly disproven. How is he supposed to disprove that he's not secretly in communication with Alex? He can't. I mean, you can't disprove that you're not secretly in communication with questionable characters, unsavory folks. I'm not trying to spread anything. I'm just saying that it's alleged, you know, by somebody probably, that you have very concerning connections, and I want you to address those allegations in your next video. And if you don't, then you're silencing criticism. You're silencing people who are asking questions by not answering them. And you know, I think we can just sort of make any assumptions we want based off of that information, right? Yeah, he can just disprove all this weird shit you've said where it's like you can't prove a negative, right? If somebody calls me racist and they don't use anything to back that up, or they use something that's really questionable, how am I then supposed to prove that I am not racist? You can't really prove that you're not. And I got to be honest, I feel like there's kind of a high bar for proving that someone is, right? Because you can say weird things. You can say, like, you could say slurs. You can say a lot of things, and I could still argue that doesn't necessarily make you racist, right? In my opinion, racism ultimately matters when it affects your judgment and how you deal with human beings, okay? Like, if you're actively treating someone differently and it's observable, right, because of, you know, their circumstance of birth, you know, that's something that's, like, observable, right? But, like, I don't know, just, like they talk about, okay, they talk about the beef curtains thing. I guess I'll hold on to that until we get there. That one drives me fucking nuts, but let's keep going.
All right? I want you to be cordial, nice, thoughtful, okay?
Cordial, nice, and thoughtful, like you were, huh? Like you were. We'll see the clips. We'll see the fucking clips, buddy. Ah, God. Nope.
It's important to me that you are nice to this person, okay? Because we don't know yet what he has done, truly. What were the allegations? I just went over them. Basically, mocking abuse.
That is crazy, by the way. Like, he if you've seen the original video, you know how full of shit this is. Where it's like, you know, hey guys, come on, don't be rude, don't be nasty in the comments here. You know, we don't know that he's done anything at all, literally not one thing. You know, and then in his video, he's coming out with all this fucking, you know, just fire, this angry, like, condemnation of this guy based on basically nothing. And it's like, what's the difference, right? If you're going to behave that way, why would you discourage it in your comments section? That's crazy, right? I don't understand that.
Being slightly weird behind camera, joking about things that didn't need to be joked about, you know? The way you spoke about...
Joking about things that didn't need to be joked about. Nobody needs your permission. Nobody. Nobody needs to run it by you to make sure that it's necessary to make a joke about something, okay? You can make a joke about fucking anything. I make jokes about horrible shit, and guess what? Always unprompted. Nobody asked me, okay? I say weird, grotesque shit to my buddies behind the scenes, behind closed doors, and you know who that involves? Me and them. It's fucking obnoxious. Like, I'm gonna control every aspect of your behavior. I would like to very much. You're not allowed to make a joke about this. You're not allowed to say these things. I get fucked.
About women. Thank you, whoever tipped. That was very sweet of you, by the way. But also,
thank you, whoever tipped. Just check, asshole. Why would you?
He joked about women in weird ways. People said he said a lot of weird things about women, and there were a lot of cases, for instance, saying that
people said he said a lot of weird things about women. At best, you show 2 clips, and both of them are not that big a deal, and one of them is not even what you think it is. I'm sorry, 3 clips, I think. 3 clips is the grand total of weird women comments that they have as evidence here. And also, who are these people? I don't think this was like a big movement of people really concerned about his rampant misogyny going unchecked, right? This is like you and Cataclysm have like this personal beef that you like really wanted to find these moments. You really wanted these things to be present, because this is one of those things where it's like, we're not going to criticize him for one thing. We're going to try to get everything we can get to accumulate as big of a scenario as possible to destroy this guy with, right? Because nobody makes videos anymore where you criticize a person on like a specific instance. It's like, no, they fucked up. We have to go back. We have to scour through everything, looking for all of their mistakes and present it all at once, like it's this big takedown of their entire character. That's what we have to do. It's not we just criticize the things as they come, right? No, it has to be like a career ender bomb that we drop, right? I don't know where this fucking mentality comes from, but it's obnoxious to me.
that a mother cannot be sexy because she is a mother. You know, that's just a strange thing to say.
That's a lie. Hold on.
Said he said a lot of weird things about women, and there were a lot of cases, for instance, saying that a mother cannot be sexy because she is a mother. You know, that's just a strange thing to say.
Okay. He says this, I think, in like 2 different ways, and neither of them are the way that Dinky Jabo said the original thing. We'll see that later, so I'm not gonna try to like remember the exact wording. But basically, the way that Louis McClung here frames it is that he is making a sweeping statement that there is no context in which a mother can be sexy, which is not the nature of the quote at all. And it's just obnoxious that he doesn't have the comprehension level to understand what the quote is, and also to make it this like extrapolation, right? It goes into the fucking assumptions thing, where it's like he made a statement about a particular situation, therefore we're going to assume that that applies to his views on an entire spectrum of things, right? You know, he made a comment about how a woman who was a mother messaging a guy was unsexy. Again, we'll get to the exact quote. It was like basically a woman who was a mother was texting a very young man, right? And that's like, you know, people have their feelings about that, where it's like, oh, she's old enough to be his mother, right? Like that's a little like, ew. Like watching people like that flirt is kind of like, there's something like unsettling about it, right? It's like she's flirting with her son is the vibe that people get from stuff like that. Now, that doesn't mean he thinks all mothers are unsexy. That means that he thinks that the context of this flirting is unsexy because she is like old enough to be his mother, obviously. We'll see the exact clip later because Danky Jabo includes it. But yeah, the way Louis McClung phrases it is so fucking insanely dishonest. And again, just more evidence of this little weasel making these insane assumptions. These insane assumptions with no real foundation.
Right. So, okay. Can you guys see the video?
Like, okay. if I hear anything said by him about Danky Jabo that's like based on his appearance or any kind of physical traits, we have the green light. That means he's racist. So we're gonna keep our ears open.
Let me know if you can see the video. Again, I don't want anything rude said about this person. This is purely constructive criticism. We are not here to hate on somebody. That's not why I'm here. That's not what we're doing. I need to understood.
Tell yourself whatever you need to hear, I guess, but it's not true. It's not true. You were there for that in the original video. Now you're here to try and backpedal and save your ass a little bit, but still fight. You still want to lash out at this guy for whatever fucking reason, while pretending that you're like taking accountability for completely acting like a freak.
Good. All right. I'm not your dad or anything, but be nice. All right. This is not a hate stream. We are here to learn. Yes. Good. Okay. Good. Understood. Oh my God, the chat's moving too fast. Thank you for the tip, whoever did that. You didn't have to do that, but thank you so much.
Let me move myself down.
All right. Good. Okay.
The greasy little fuck.
All right. Let's do this. 3, 2, 1.
So originally I wasn't going to address this situation because it's all based on petty, baseless gossip and huge lies that frankly weren't worth responding to. But recently it's become...
Okay, that's a great start. 1 second.
I want to know what happened here. He's reading something, right? But I like how he's like, that's a great start. Anyway, hold on. Let me I need advice. I need tips. Cataclysm, help! Help! He's raping me! Okay, I was worried I didn't even pause it for a second. He was so stiff.
He might prove me wrong, okay? I just don't want people to be super rude in this chat, all right? He might not be a terrible person. Let's see what he has to say. Okay? But that first part, right? Gossip. This is not gossip, all right? Gossip is kids on a playground. This is you with a...
No. Gossip can happen in the workplace, which is between adults, you fucking liar. He's one of these people where, like, you know... I'm gonna go on a little side tangent here. I'm gonna try not to do this too much because it's already been really long and I'm barely in the video. Okay, he's one of these people. He comes across very much this way because like that little thing where like gossip is this. It's not what I'm doing, right? He's one of these people where he will inflexibly have definitions for certain words, right? Like this is what this means. Period. Right? Like, I'm not gossiping. Gossiping is this, right? And then if you say, you know, certain things, well, you know, I didn't mean it like that. I meant it like this, right? Like, he has this thing where he says the word proof, but he didn't mean it like proof. He meant it like it could be. Like, what? What is this game we're playing here? Because, okay, evidence is not proof. Proof requires evidence, right? Proof means, like, certainty. But he uses the word proof when he should be saying, well, evidence, but more realistically in his case, like, lies, assumptions, whatever.
100,000 plus followers on YouTube, possibly doing something behind your followers' back. That's fucked up. This is not gossip. This is an actual problem that could exist, okay? So you saying it's
Doing something behind your followers' back, as if they're entitled to know literally every single thing about you. Crazy entitled behavior. God, I hope I'm never famous. Like, yeah, I make videos, but like, I'm you know, I don't do the thumbnail game. I'm not trying to be famous. But that's crazy. That's crazy. Behind your viewers' back. Let me get this clear. Nobody owes anybody anything based on like viewership. Okay, there's this thing. I don't know if anyone's gonna agree with me even, but there's this notion that I hate where it's like you owe your viewers, and it's like actually you don't, right? Because maybe you can make a stronger case if you like have a Patreon or memberships or something where they're directly paying you. But in a lot of cases, viewers are just people who watch you. They don't hand over cash. And even if they do, you still don't really owe them. You're providing entertainment. They're paying presumably because they want some sort of benefit if it's memberships or whatever. And in which case, if you're providing that, that's the end of the conversation. And honestly, like if they expect to have some sort of authority over your conduct outside of your video making, then that's just like lunacy to me. Anyway.
It's gossip is demeaning. It's weird. Don't do that.
I'm so much bigger.
It's weird. Don't call it gossip. There's nothing wrong with gossip. You said it yourself, McClung. You fucking said it yourself. I heard it and I talked about it.
And I ever thought it would, so I figured I'd set the record straight. For the last few months, I've been the target of a harassment campaign from Louis.
Wait.
Do that.
I'm so much bigger than I ever thought it would, so I figured I'd set the record straight. For the last few months, I've...
Okay, there's an important thing to note here. So on the on this side, right, we've got Cataclysm doing her thumbnail, right? Now they both criticize him for doing I'm Alex thumbnails, which, what? Like, okay, it's just like person on one side, person on other side, yellow text, right? That's it. That's what it is. It's not that complicated. It's not that specific, to be honest. I've seen it like a million times, not just from I'm Alex. I've never watched an I'm Alex video. I think I saw him in someone else's video once, and I was like, who is this annoying... Ew, like, get him out of here. Like, I didn't like him. My first initial impression of I'm Alex was that I did not like him. I've never seen one of his videos or looked at his channel, though. But yeah, this style of thumbnail, she's doing it, right? Because they show later in this video... you know, examples of her thumbnails and other people's thumbnails, and they look like this, right? And this is like the same thing that Dinky Jabo's thumbnails look like. So for them to bring that up as a point of criticism is psychotic. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy people behavior. You're a freak if you think that you're making a point about this thumbnail thing when you do the exact same thumbnails. You're stupid. You're fucking lunatics. Anyway, now, the other thing I want to point out, on the left here, this motherfucker says that he is very creative with his thumbnails. It's just him in the middle with two pictures of Danky Jabo on either side of him. Very creative? What are you talking about? Also, mocking abuse and sexist are written over his fucking head. And the video was called Danky Jabo Sucks. Yeah, I don't want to cancel him. I don't want to cause any harm to his career. What are you talking about? Look at this fucking thumbnail. Ew, gross. Fuck you. God,
I've been the target of a harassment campaign from Louis McClung and Cataclysm.
Okay, it wasn't a harassment campaign. That's making it more sinister than it is. It wasn't a harassment campaign. It is slightly gossip.
Okay, so I don't know where I stand on necessarily the harassment campaign aspect. For me, harassment campaign, it would have to depend on what Danky Jabo was actually facing from viewers. Cataclysm, I don't know how much coverage she did. I don't know like how many individual like videos or whatever she did. Louis McClung made one video. I would not call that harassment. But I think the implication of the tone of those videos is pretty clear. They have the type of audiences that think that These are bad behaviors, right? To be sexist, to mock abuse, right? So they're going to take it seriously. They're probably going to walk over to his channel. Like, you know what you're doing when you make a video like this. You fucking have to, right? I know I'm not going to garner any fucking, like, I mean, nobody's going to watch my video. But I know that anyone who does watch this video, they're not going to be like, you know, this Louis McClung guy, he's cool, whatever. Like, I know that that's not the tone I'm carrying here, right? But I'm also not calling for his abuse specifically, of course. I don't have a fan base to direct in the first place, obviously. I'm fucking insanely obscure. Yeah, this I don't know about the harassment campaign part of this necessarily, but I think the obvious thing here is that, like, yes, they did make videos to incite certain reactions. I think that's true. I think that is true. I don't know if it's necessarily harassment, at least from my perspective, but it's something approaching that if it's not, you know?
But it is literally just me hearing about something, talking to somebody who already talked about it, and then learning that there's more to the story than I even thought it was, so I made a video about it. Because I'm angry that he's not saying anything. Thank you for all the donations and members, everybody. That's very sweet of you. But him
I'm angry that he's not saying anything. I don't have a problem with the guy. I don't want to cancel him.
saying that, and saying that it's a hate campaign, that's not what it is, okay? It's not a hate campaign. I wasn't in cahoots. Well, I was talking to Cataclysm, still am.
I wasn't in cahoots. Well, I was working with her behind the scenes. Which, by the way, how much were you working with her behind the scenes? Release all of your DMs right now. You owe me, as a viewer of your stream, to release all your DMs and make a video and make a statement, right? Like, this shit is insane to me.
Okay? And it's all business, basically. Talking about what happened, who knows what, why is what. That's important. Okay? And that's important to know that. It's not a fucking hate campaign.
Been lying about me both privately and publicly and passing off huge false assumptions as fact when there is no evidence to support them. The two main claims that they make are that I'm a misogynist and that I'm supporting an abuser. In Lewis's video, he details all of the supposed allegations.
The accusations against Danky Jabot, aka Jesse,
Actually startled me a little bit.
go as follows. Lying
frightening
to
edit.
your audience, using hateful, derogatory speech towards women, silencing those who are against you, and lying to and manipulating.
What does he do? What is this hand gesture? He's like, yes, see? I made a good point. I agree with myself.
Your
gesture?
audience. Those subtitles, sure. Who hold you
Oh, and he didn't say anything about it either. He got distracted by the subtitles thing. He just wanted to make a hand gesture that was like, see? Look at this reason. Look at this reason that I'm spitting.
as sanctity, honestly.
All of these allegations are either lies or baseless assumptions based on nothing but pure conjecture. For those who are unaware, I used to edit for I'm Alex. Me and
Okay.
Alex were not friends during this period, and it
Okay.
was purely a business relationship. In fact,
Okay, that's important. You could have just said that.
Why did he have to? This is so annoying. You could have just said that. Why? Why does he owe you fucking anything? Who are you to him? Are you his friend? No. No, you're not. Evidently you're not. But, like, what is this fucking entitlement? It's insane. It's like, you could have just said that. It's like, why? Why did this have to be addressed at all? You guys created a problem, and now you're mad at him for not fucking solving it. It's crazy. This is fucking psycho behavior.
Didn't you just say that earlier, okay? Everybody was so worried about you still being
Also, here's the thing. If he said that he didn't, I feel like you would have still made assumptions and been like, well, you know, he's just lying to us, right? Show us the DMs, right? Show us what you were talking to Alex about, right? There would be something like that. Like, they had this like, hate boner for this guy, and I don't think he could have responded in any way where they would have been totally satisfied. They would have still had their suspicions or whatever dumb shit, right?
friends with him, and you didn't say this.
Not a chance.
For like a month and a half, 2 months. You didn't say this. Why? Why you didn't say this? I don't know. I have no idea, okay? It's that simple. You
Well, here's one thing. You don't owe everyone who asks you a question.
didn't say this.
Oh, whoops. You don't owe everyone who asks you a question online an answer. Also, Danky Jabo brings up a good point that I think McClung did not even remotely consider, is that they're not the only ones who have probably been pestering him, right? Maybe he's a little fucking annoyed. I think that's a perfectly valid reason to be a little snippy with somebody. The best policy, I'm not saying this is a moral thing, by the way. This is just like in the interest of like self-preservation, not just for your image, but for your like sanity. Probably shouldn't answer any of these people, to be honest. Again, I'm not making a moral judgment. You can or cannot answer people at your own discretion. I just think maybe don't just you know, spare yourself the trouble, because yeah, Look at the type of person who's in your DMs, demanding answers and all this other shit, and look at what they did.
You avoided saying this for what reason? If this is the truth, because it's still allegations of word of mouth, as he will say many times in this, it's all allegation of word of mouth. Why didn't you just say that?
Last time I ever spoke to the man was when I received my last payment from him 6 months ago.
Okay, and that's important as well, okay? 6 months ago. That was the time period we had for him possibly being in cahoots. Again, it's all allegation, cahoots with him.
For him being in cahoots with Alex? You don't even have any evidence of any kind to make that kind of assertion. That's insane. You've never once demonstrated that they were fucking in cahoots, right? Like post abuse scandal, right? Never once have you demonstrated that. This is oh my god, dude. There are okay. Well, I'm gonna diverge for a second. So I do watch coverage of certain people that are like lol cow types, right? There is like this distinction between some of them, where some of them are fairly amusing, okay, because they're like stupid and they do weird shit, but like ultimately it's more funny than anything. And then there's the ones that are like infuriating because like there's other people involved that they're hurting. Okay, so an example of someone who's more funny. Who is more funny? Well, okay, it's kind of a mixed bag with Cyrax. Cyrax is funny and also frustrating depending on the given moment. He does insanely hilarious shit, and usually the only people who are suffering are him, because he's such an idiot. And I would argue, yeah, he does make his grandma suffer, but like when you compare it to someone like Andy Ditch, right? Andy Ditch is like the other side of that coin, where I think he's not funny at all. He's like insanely irritating and difficult to watch clips from, and he's just the biggest piece of shit. He's always causing trouble for everybody, making everybody's life fucking miserable, right? So there's like, that is like way more difficult to watch. That's insanely frustrating. And this is not exactly lolcow territory, but it reminds me of that kind of distinction where I think most of this is sort of funny to me in like a derision sort of way, where it's just like, it's kind of funny to just like take this in and be like, you fucking stupid asshole, right? But some of it is genuinely extremely irritating. I am actually frustrated with this guy to a very high degree, because he tries to backpedal and rewrite his own approach this whole time. And it's like, dude, I see the fucking video clips, right? I see the clips. And then you're trying to pull this shit where you're like trying to walk it back in these ways that are just completely dishonest. It's insane. It's very frustrating. It is. But this is still funny enough that I'm not full angry.
Okay, and that's fine, right? He's eating Louis up, not gonna lie. I hope he does. I hope he clears his name.
Why would you read that? Why did you read that chat, dude? That's fine. Why is it fine? If you were so sure that you were right, why are you like fine getting annihilated?
I hope he clears his name. I hope he clears it out. He proves us all wrong and fools and idiots, okay?
Here's the thing. If I fucked up like this bad, I don't think I could even do this if I tried. Because I have a conscience, for one thing. If I knew I was lying or not being thorough and I was just making like wild assumptions, I would feel something in my stomach being like, what are you doing? Stop. Don't do this. Like, you know this is wrong. But if I was in this situation where I horribly misconstrued a whole thing or misreported something like this bad, right? And then the target responded to me and was like absolutely righteously destroying my ass. I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm happy to be proven wrong. I would feel intense shame and embarrassment. I would be so upset. I wouldn't be like, oh, that's fine if he eats me up. I'd be like, oh, God, I am so fucking, like, I'm upset with myself. I'm upset that I did this. And it hurts to see myself get destroyed, like, rightfully, right? I would not be happy about this situation. This is such, like, is this what cope is? I don't know. I don't know all those terms necessarily. I hear them all the time. I should know them probably. But is that what cope is, where you're just like, oh, yeah, it's not that big a deal. I'm actually a really cool guy.
I would appreciate that, actually. Because the less bad people there are in the world, the better place it is.
this, Louis McClung and Cataclysm have made out as though me and Alex were, and continue to be, close friends, and I'm even being mentored by him. Obviously, there is no evidence to support this because it's not true, so the two resort to grasping at straws, lying, and making things up to pad.
Okay, lying, remember the word lying. It implies some kind of intent. My intent was not to lie. My intent was to pass information along that was out there, okay?
Okay, here's the thing. We can't prove whether you're lying or you're stupid, but it's one of those two things. So, Louis McClung, I ask you, are you stupid or are you lying? It's one of those two things. You gotta pick.
Whether it's true or not. Lie presumes intent. I don't have any intent to lie about you, okay? I wouldn't make a video.
We have no way to know that, but the fact that it's so easy to come to that conclusion, I think says something about the video and your character. I'm just saying. Like, even just the simple thing where it's like, he just says that those videos were not on Denki Jabo's channel, and they just are, and he either didn't bother to check or he didn't think anyone would check. Again, you're either stupid or you're lying.
If there was anything about this, take your L, dude. I will. I'll take my L if there's an L to take. I promise you. I have no problem with being wrong. I am happy to be wrong. But
You do have a problem with being wrong, because even though the entire video is wrong and you deleted it, and you deleted the stream, you're still kicking and screaming at a low volume, right? You're not going full thunder defense, but you are fighting with this video. You are fighting with it still. So you do have a problem with being wrong, right? If I'm wrong about something, I'm not gonna make endless excuses. I'm not gonna make these justifications. I will just accept that I'm wrong. I am someone where if you can explain to me reasonably something that I've done wrong, I am capable of understanding that, right? Like, sure, I can be fired up about something and maybe, say something wrong. And if I do, fucking tell me. I'll take it in. I won't be sitting there going, well, it's still a little weird that, like, this shit drives me nuts.
he's saying things here that are a little strange, okay?
He's saying things that are a little strange. Explain yourself. Please. That is not the get out of jail free card that you think it is. It's annoying, and like I think everyone who has covered this has picked up on that he anytime he doesn't have a reason to dislike something or like some kind of justification, he'll just say that something's weird or that it's strange, and he doesn't really elaborate. Please elaborate, please. I'm going to unpause. If he doesn't elaborate, I didn't come up with a hypothetical. Okay, if he doesn't elaborate, he sucks. How about that?
I don't like the grasping at straws and lying.
One of the only...
Okay, he didn't really justify it. Because it's not weird to say that. Because from his point of view, how could you be doing anything else? It's not weird that he said it.
Pieces of evidence that they show are that our thumbnails are similar.
You can even tell the blatant mentoring through...
Okay, so again, person on one side, person on the other side, yellow text.
The exact same thumbnail design. They use the exact same thumbnail design.
Okay, person on one side, yellow text.
Nothing wrong with that. It's just more proof that he mentored him or taught him his ways.
I mean, these are just...
It's not proof of anything.
YouTube thumbnails. It's ridiculous that these can be counted as any type of evidence that me and him have some sort of relationship.
It's not evidence. It's possibility, okay? Did I say...
Wait.
It was evidence? Let's see how I said it was evidence. For the exact same thumbnail design. They use the exact same thumbnail design. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just more proof that he...
I didn't say it was evidence. Plays the clip back. It's more proof. What does proof mean to you, you fucking lunatic? Are you kidding? Are you serious? How can anyone... Oh my god, hold on. I need a second. How can anyone take this guy seriously? I didn't say it was evidence. Rolls back the clip. Literally fucking says it's more proof. Proof is more than evidence, if we're being, like, linguistic, nitpickers here. Because, yeah, like I said earlier, evidence is necessary to find the proof, right? Like evidence builds towards proof. Proof is the conclusion, right? My god. Anyway.
Mentored him or taught him his ways.
I mean, these are just YouTube thumbnails. It's ridiculous that these can be counted as any type of evidence that me and him have some sort of relationship. And by the way...
I did say the word proof. But I think I meant it more in the way that, like, it could be.
Oh, so now you can just change the meaning after the fact. Okay, I guess we can just decide what gossip is then, huh, fuckface?
right? I was lying. I appreciate your what is the word? Take responsibility. I will. I haven't watched the video yet.
He's getting a little flustered, isn't he?
All right, y'all. Keep the conversation to this. All right. Proof means it could be. Yeah. So evidence
No, that is not what proof means. Proof is proof, okay?
is when you put it into a case and you say this could mean this, right? Take this as a court case, for instance, right? If you have two
Oh my god.
juries, or if you have a jury, right? The jury is you guys. You are the jury, okay? And then you take two people. He is the defendant. I'm the accuser. Okay.
Okay. This is worthless and this is a waste of time. We're not in a court. You are slinging mud at a guy with no evidence, no proof, no real grounding in reality. This is not a court. Okay? This is you weirdly and viciously trying to like destroy a guy's reputation with very little provocation. Basically no provocation, if we're being real here. And you're trying to make this analogous to a fucking courtroom? Are you crazy? Well, I know the answer to that. You are crazy. You have to be crazy. Or you're just the biggest piece of shit ever. Right? You're disconnected from reality in one way or another. I don't see how else you could look into this.
Okay? We walk into a court. If one of us is wrong, are you going to call the other a dipshit? Are you going to call the other a piece of garbage? No.
I would. Based on... Okay, here's the thing. Trying to change the context and then asking that question is retarded. Okay? This isn't... We brought evidence and the evidence was, like, incorrect. This is you... Once again, like, completely unprompted. Like, this never needed to happen. Decided to step into this situation that is basically of yours and Cataclysm's making, with all this aggression and aggro, you know, like where you're just coming at him full force, making these assertions, making these claims about his character, and yeah, what is the court case thing that you're doing here? This is said it already. I'll say it again. This is retarded.
You're going to call one the person who was wrong and one the person who was right. Read the room, Louis.
Why does he keep doing that? He'll just like, it's like comedic timing where he'll just like stop and read like a chat that's just shitting on him or pointing out that he's stupid. Dude, come on.
Yeah, I think we should wait till the video is over. Let's see.
By the way, I apologize for how much noise I'm sure my chair is making. I'm sure it's annoying, but anyway.
Wait, this is also a point made by both Cataclysm and an actual old friend of Alex and Jake Baz, who was previously featured on his channel before.
When Alex stopped posting because of everything that happened, Jesse then started posting very much in the style of Alex, with Alex's thumbnails, etc., etc.
Coincidentally, your thumbnail seems to be only since he's quit.
Okay. Look, I don't usually like to... I don't usually like to go after people for how they look. Okay. But this haircut and the like eyebrows, like the angriness on this fucking guy's face combined with his voice and his like retarded point here. Oh, the thumbnails are very similar. That's weird. It's like, oh, thank you for your fucking insight. Like, what is this? What is this? I feel like I'm crazy. I feel like I'm fucking crazy that these people are all like, oh, the thumbnails. The thumbnail. Person on one side, person on the other. Oh, what a fucking very specific Alex-coded thumbnail.
Your thumbnails have started getting a lot more like Alex's, which is weird. Why would you only just start doing that now, coincidentally, when he's...
What is the implication there, by the way? This is a conspiracy? Now your thumbnails are getting like that. Obviously you're like, what? Like, what is the implication? Explain yourself! If all you can say is that it's weird, I don't think you're really saying anything at all. Like, what does this mean?
stops uploading.
However, the great irony of this point
Explain yourself. Fucking God.
is that the very thumbnails on the streams that my thumbnails are being criticized on are the exact thumbnails
This fucking prick. Your thumbnails are very much like Alex. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, Lewis is blocking the other half, but you can see it. Person on one side, person on the other, yellow text. And if you want to be strict with it, These are more similar because these are both all lowercase. Dinky Jabbo, uppercase on the H. This one's more similar to Alex's thumbnail. That doesn't mean anything, but to these people it does. I don't think it means anything. I'm just goofing on them for being fucking stupid and for being full of shit and for being a fucking hypocrite. Because yeah, like, what am I, what, this thumbnail, this incredibly common thumbnail that this bitch, this dumbass, and this freak, I'm just going to emphasize it since he's on the screen. Alex is a fucking freak. These people all using the same thumbnail, and they're somehow pointing out that it's weird when this guy does it. I cannot believe all these white people, all these horrible white people, and their fucking racism against this wonderful, wonderful person of color. Sickening. Now, obviously, I don't genuinely believe that this is racist, but it is really funny to watch a bunch of white people just go after this, like, this fucking not white guy with all these accusations. It feels a little weird. Feels a little weird. It's weird.
Stop.
That's a good point. No, that's a great point.
That somehow prove that Alex is mentoring me. And not only that, but
That's
That's
great point, okay? Those
say
people do look to have the same thumbnails. Maybe they work really well. I wouldn't know. I'm very creative when I make my thumbnails. I try.
okay. Very creative. Again, his thumbnail was just him in the middle of two pictures of a person on either side of him. Very creative, though. Very creative. Also, what is this? You're just taking the opportunity to suck your own dick about how fucking creative you are? What are you doing?
Try to stick to a style, so I didn't even notice that everybody else had similar ones. That is a good point. That's a good point.
You didn't even notice. Once again, you didn't even check. You didn't even look into this thumbnail situation with a single bit of scrutiny. You couldn't even be bothered to check that the person you've like anchored yourself to, Cataclysm, didn't also have those same thumbnails, thus rendering the point retarded. Didn't even check. Again, you are either driven by spite and lies, or you are stupid. There is no other way to read this. You're cooked, dude. This is bad. This is crazy.
Telling me to take the L. I mean, if he's right, then he's right.
Dude, come on. I like how he's just like, that's a good point. And then he doesn't go, yeah, I fucked up so hard by doing this. Like, this is your opportunity to get on your fucking knees and suck Dinky Jabbo off, dude, because you fucked up. This is all your fault for making your dumbass fucking video in the first place. You owe this guy more, in my opinion. You really do. Now, of course, no way to force you to do that, but I think if you have any sense of integrity, you should be doing something more than just saying, that's a good point. It's like, yeah, an entire chunk of your argument here is like immediately worthless on its face. Easily checkable. Didn't bother.
We'll see.
Cataclysm still continues to use.
You'll see. Brother. I don't know why I got harmful opinions all of a second. Brother, you've already got a lot of L's to take. I can't do a good impression of harmful. I don't know why I tried. Sorry, Mr. Opinions. Didn't mean to. Yeah, look at this. Look at this shit. They had the gall, the fucking nerve, to think that was any kind of point of any kind. Oh my god.
Use the very thumbnails that she's criticizing me for to this day.
Did she criticize him for that?
By that logic, is she...
No. Okay, let's get something clear. I criticized him for that. The clip he showed was just me saying it.
I don't usually use the expression white knight. But that was it in real time. Let's get something clear. I did it. Get down, Madam President. I need to take the fucking bullet here.
I don't think she criticized him. That's not a big issue. If he got that wrong, it's okay. Again, it's okay to get things wrong, man. It's okay. But,
It's okay to get things wrong, like I did, where I got everything wrong. It's okay. What's the big deal?
it's important, right? What's going on. You guys can watch his video and then watch my video, or watch it in a different order. This is important information to learn, okay? I don't think she criticized him for that. It was just me.
It's so obnoxious how he's all ready to learn now. Right now. Now after he's made the video, not before.
So,
So being mentored by
I ate your
Alex?
family, mine,
No,
I'll spin out.
obviously not, because it's just a YouTube thumbnail. And like I said, I
a
haven't
YouTube
spoken
thumbnail,
to
okay.
Alex since my last payment from him. He has nothing to do with my channel. Another ridiculous.
Okay? And I can understand the anger from hearing that if it's not true. But then again, you didn't say shit to prove your innocence. Okay? You didn't say anything before.
You didn't say shit to prove your innocence, so guilty until proven innocent. Got it. Good job, McClung. Thank you for saying it out loud, literally. He didn't say anything to prove his innocence. McClung, me and Turkey Tom and several other people, I think Chud Logic also said this, we are concerned that you might be a rapist. You might be a pedophile. We don't know. We're just talking about this. We just want answers. We think you need to address them.
For this. It's important to say that. You didn't say this. Why? I have no idea.
Why didn't you say you weren't a pedophile? Why aren't you answering my DMs? I'm not DMing this guy. Fucking no way.
I don't know.
I don't want the risk that he would answer me. Oh God, can you imagine?
Piece of evidence that they use is that I still follow I'm Alex's Instagram account.
Also, what some people have noticed, which is what Katie alluded to in a video.
I hate this guy. I can't explain it. There's just like a vibe. It's a few things. His haircut is bad. It is. I'm not saying I have great hair, but I don't know. You can control the haircut, right? Like you can cut it differently. It doesn't have to look like this, dude. But also his eyebrows and his annoying way of speaking. And it's not that I just generally have a problem with British people. I don't. I find several British accents very enjoyable because they're fun. They're funny, right? Like there's a lot of good Monty Python voices, usually for the sake of comedy, but still. You know, like, this isn't like I hate him because he's British. It's like the combination of these factors that just make him very annoying to witness speak. I don't know if this is just bullying. It's just the reaction I have.
Video as well, is that Danky Jabo is still following Alex. So,
Right, he
this
still
is
is.
true.
I'll look it up in a minute. Maybe he still is. I don't know. You guys can
looked
look it up if you want.
earlier before the stream. So,
You're criticizing him for things you do yourself. Not only that, but you used incorrect term, but also basically propagated non-proven and false allegations. I like you,
That was all true, by the way.
but you messed up a bit. You just said allegations. It can't be proof and an allegation. Well, it can.
Are you gonna address any of the rest of what they said? Are you fucking crazy? It's like, well, actually, allegations means there's not proof. What about the whole thing they said? That's how you know that the rest of it is burning him up a little bit on the inside. If he just zeroed in on that one part to be like, actually,
It can be proof and an allegation. So that's the thing, right? It's alleged. I don't know why you would be mad at me for showing you what he's not talking about. Okay?
what? Why are you mad at me for literally just conjecture, just making shit up? Why would you be mad at me for that? He won't talk about it, so that gives me free reign to say whatever I want. Like, okay, dude, sure.
Okay? You can be mad at whoever you want, obviously. You can take your anger out on me. I don't care. But
I'm a little mad at you, McClung. I think God, what a pathetic showing.
false allegations are just that. Okay? He hasn't proven anything yet. Okay? He's just said things, by the way. Remember that. But
Shouldn't you prove something first? What are you talking about? He hasn't proven anything. Wait. Let's get something straight here. First of all, he has proven a few things. Some of what he's proven here is that you are full of shit or lazy or something because there are checkable things that you didn't bother with. The thumbnail thing is crazy. You didn't even check Cataclysm. Never mind this guy on the left, right? Whoever the fuck this guy is. I already forgot his name. Like checking him out, whatever. I don't know if you would have known to do that necessarily, but checking out Cataclysm should have been something you did. You should have looked over her channel and then noticed, what's the thumbnail thing? Like, you have the exact same thumbnails. I don't think we should go with that angle. That's what I would say. I would be like, that's maybe not a good point of criticism because you have the exact same thumbnails. Maybe that's a bad point. Because here's the thing. Okay, if you care about bringing allegations forward or whatever, right? You should not use things that are easily dismissed because let's say you did have a good point, right, about something. Every bad point that you include is just more ways for the guilty person, supposedly, right, to just hand wave like a whole bunch of shit away and just be like, oh, this is fucking like obvious nonsense, right? then your whole position starts to look bad, right? Like, let's say you do have one really solid allegation and you have like 20 that are bad, like obviously on their face bad. You've undermined your entire purpose completely. If you couldn't substantiate some of them, you shouldn't have had them in there at all, right? Which, I mean, honestly means he shouldn't have made the video, period. But, you know, like, future watchers of this video, perhaps, because I don't think there's anyone here live. That's fine. I know I'm talking about something that's already been covered, and I'm also, like, I'm nobody, right? Like, nobody knows who I am. That's fine. But yeah, if anyone watches this in the future, tell me. I forgot what I was even fucking saying. Jesus Christ, I got some my brain is overloading right now. I can't believe I'm only 20 minutes into this fucking video. I don't know if I can watch the whole thing. We'll see. We'll keep pushing. Let's just.
But he hasn't said anything. The problem is that these are allegations. I had allegations. I brought them to the table. I told you guys. It's that simple. Okay. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, and I'm happy about it. Let's be real.
Jabba is
No, you're not.
following Alex.
You're not. You're not happy to be wrong because, again, you're fighting back, even when you're still wrong. You're not happy to be wrong. Stop pretending. Stop pretending. Just be as virtuous as you are, not as virtuous as you want people to think you are, okay?
And he's still followed by Alex as well. So they're still around each other. That's what I do know.
Apparently, and still now, Jesse followed and still follows I'm Alex.
Now, Danky Jabba was still following Alex.
A follow could mean anything. It does not mean an endorsement. Cataclysm. Your friend
Sure.
Alex still follows Louis McClung on Instagram, who you've publicly called out on your channel before.
This is infuriating. He's just like, sure, yeah, that's reasonable. And it's like, well, you certainly didn't feel that way when you made the fucking video, did you? And neither did these other people. 'Cause yeah, following someone could just be, you want to see if they're going to make a response. Because in Alex's case, I don't think he has, right? Since the situation, he just like vanished, I guess. So the question is, right? Will he? And if he is, you might want to see it before he deletes it or edits it or anything like that. Because think about like Dr. Disrespect, right? He edited a response he made to his own situation, which raises some eyebrows because there was some specific words that were altered that change the situation a bit. So it's a little suspicious, right? So if Alex is going to respond on some platform and you're interested in covering that, it might be a good idea to be following those things so you know, A, as soon as it happens, and B, you can gather the evidence immediately in case it is altered or removed, right? Following someone can mean fucking anything. And honestly, it's not your business why they do it or not.
I'm just annoyed because why is the commentary scene full of absolute...
Okay, so the
Also, because here's the thing. Now that you've called it out, Alex could block him. If he told you that that's why he was doing it, Alex could block him, and then you just, like, fucked over his plan, I guess, if that was his plan, right? Like, again, there's reasons to just shut up and, like, not stick your nose in where it genuinely doesn't belong.
The difference is, I'm pretty sure that she's not is she a creator, the person he's talking about? Either way, a follow could mean anything. But when you put it with the fact that you also made a weird joke about him in private...
Okay, this is another thing. This whole, like, well, when you put it in consideration with this, and it's just so annoying. It's such horseshit. This idea that, like, well, we have, like, 90 little insignificant details. When you add them all together, we can just assume whatever we want, I guess. That gives us impunity to do whatever we want with that information. Like, no, you still should not make assumptions unless you have a significant fucking backing to do so, right? Jesus.
And you're also following him. That was the issue. That was the issue, right? Why would you...
Why would you what? How about you like articulate something that's like an actual point?
1 second, guys, 1 second.
Also, asking, I don't know, I find this like asking questions is not really making a point, right? Why would you follow him? Why would you follow him? It's like, well, are you going to make a point about that, or are you just going to ask, like, indignantly, as if to imply a point without fucking saying something? Oh my god. McClung!
1 second, guys.
No, hurry up. I've already been here too long, and I'm not even fucking, like, a quarter done, right?
Okay,
fuck.
sorry.
Okay.
Somebody say something new. What was that? I simply mean that it's putting more fire on the situation without proof. I can see where you're coming from. That's what I'm trying not to do here. I'm not trying to put fire on anything.
I can see where you're coming from. Not an acknowledgement that, like, I shouldn't be doing that. Just like, I can see from your point of view, maybe that's possible. It's like, nope. The whole thing is if you don't have the proof, you shouldn't be talking about this the way you are. That's a problem, right? If I was covering allegations, which that's not really what I do, so, like, I can't imagine this being the case in particular, but, like, if I don't know for a fact, I'm not going to be picking sides. I'm just going to be presenting what has been said by, the parties involved, and then, saying that, like, well, this is what we have. We don't have more. It's probably not enough to make, like, a conclusion, right? Not like, Dinky Jabo, you didn't say anything. We have now decided that this, and then you make, like, this whole fucking insane video, and then you take it down. You were so confident, and then you weren't.
Okay?
And, as Aaron Hansen once said, with great confidence comes great confidence.
Why is everybody so angry? Because a lot of people like to take this as, like, two people fighting. I'm not trying to fight anybody.
That's, You're full of shit. You're so full of shit. Or you're dumb, or you're... For this situation, a lot of it, for me, just feels like malice, or just, like, blatant stupidity. I feel like there's just dishonesty in here somewhere, right? Because he's like, why is everyone so mad? And he's like, it's because it's because they think two people are fighting. It's like, no, it's because you're like bloodthirsty. You craved, like, killing this guy's career so desperately that you were incredibly negligent in, like, every possible aspect in the creation of the video. That could not be more clear. Like, to reduce it to people just think two people are fighting and that's why they're mad about this. It's like, no, there's really solid reasons to be really not cool with what you're doing or what you did.
I need a mod. Okay. How about this? There you go.
This is crazy, by the way. I would never mod people if I didn't, like, know who they were. Because I think later on he mentions that, like, he's modding people who were members for a while. That doesn't mean they're going to mod in your best interest, right? I feel like I've seen stuff like this in the past where, like, somebody mods for somebody and it turns out they're, like, this weird power-hungry freak and they love blocking people for saying, like, minor things, right? I would not just be modding random fucking people, dude. No shot.
You're a mod now. Help me out. Thank you so much if you're okay with that. Basically...
Oh, McClung didn't even get their consent, huh? Well, I guess we can all make assumptions about what that says about your character.
Sorry about that. Yeah, slow down, calm down, all right? I'm not trying to put fire on anything. Again, I'm not... People are making this like two people fighting. I am here for the audience of him. I'm not here for his throat. Okay?
Really? Well, he's throating you right now, buddy.
I'm not here to... Wait, what? Hey, so actually Louis doesn't refer to women as misogynistic terms, so it's not the same? I mean, I try not to. Sometimes you don't know, and that was a big thing with him. I don't think he knew.
Who cares? Who cares? Lewis could be the biggest misogynist or not, right? Like, I don't think you can necessarily make those kind of assessments through someone's video catalog, because look at what everyone thought about I'm Alex, and then look what happened, right? It doesn't matter. It's like, who cares if he was openly misogynistic in his videos or how anti-abuse he was in his videos? Look how he behaved in real life, as it turns out, right? So, like, what fucking difference does it make if Danky Jabo makes, like, a joke about women or something? That doesn't mean anything further than that.
Knew he was being racist or misogynistic, okay? That's the problem, right? He didn't know. And it's not an issue with...
Okay, you seemed pretty sure that he knew that those things were those things, right? You said, can't he suppress his hatred for women for 1 second? That doesn't imply that he doesn't know that he's, like, a misogynist or something, right? Or that that's the way he's behaving.
with him. That's just a thing that happens, and people were mad at him, right? So
He keeps saying, excuse me, he keeps saying, like, people were mad at him. He keeps trying to reframe this in a really dishonest way, where this was like a growing community festering that wanted answers from Danky Jabo, and they were tired of his misogyny and racism. That doesn't appear to be the case, and he's never once demonstrated that. All he's demonstrated is that he and Cataclysm cared about this, and he's trying to make it sound like it was much bigger than them, and it wasn't.
do not look at chat. It's a bad idea. I'll look at chat. I like listening to people. You know, you guys are angry, rightfully so, at either or. Okay, if you're mad at me, it's totally understandable. But just remember that it was all allegations in the first place. And if nobody talked about it, you guys would have never known that he was in.
Hold on.
Okay,
No
if you're mad at me, it's totally understandable. But just remember that it was all allegations in the first place. And if nobody talked about it, you guys would have never known that he was innocent. If he is.
If I never accused him of being guilty of something, you wouldn't know he was innocent of that. You were the one who accused him. What do you mean? Yeah, you know, I accused the mayor of embezzlement, and it turns out he didn't do it, but you guys wouldn't know he was innocent if I didn't do that. Like, what? The fuck are you talking about? Crazy people behavior. Just insane.
There's no proof yet. But without me, you would have never known if he was or is a good guy. Remember that. Without Cataclysm, you would have never known that he had done anything in the first place.
This is insane. Yeah, I'm here to take the L. I'm here to apologize if I did wrong. I'm not here to fight, but I am going to fight these points and make it sound like I'm still correct for doing what I did anyway. What the fuck is this? This is crazy. I realize how I must sound right now. Probably annoying for just being like, you're a fucking crazy person, like every couple minutes, but like, how else am I supposed to feel about this? It's insane. It's like, yeah, I shouldn't have done it, but it's a good thing I did anyway, right? Dude.
So being mad at us doesn't necessarily make any sense. Being mad at him...
It makes all the sense in the fucking world, buddy. You're the one who made the claims and baseless accusations and assumptions. For nothing. Right? Of course people have a right to be mad at you, you fucking idiot. You did it!
Doesn't necessarily make any sense because you guys didn't know anything was true yet. That's what I hated, dude. I saw...
You were the ones who made this a public situation. This wasn't like I said, this wasn't like a festering thing for a long time, and he was dodging the the conversation, and now you guys put a rest to it. You guys created the conversation. Oh, hello, Bootsy. Oh, my cat's is in here. Hold on. I need to think about something nice. We're gonna pay attention to my kitty for a second. Hey, Bootsy. Come here, sweetie. Oh, this is kind of hard to. There's my little girl. That's Bootsy. She is real good kitty. Oh, you're a good cat, Bootsy. There you go, sweetie. Oh. Well, that was nice. I love my cats, of course. They're lovely, silly little creatures. They don't they don't make videos like Louis McClung, so they're pretty cool, actually.
So many people in my video being like, oh, I knew it. No, you didn't. Nobody knew anything. That's why I made...
Oh, I knew it. No, you didn't. It's like, well, you didn't know shit, and you made your video, and people rightfully were like, you don't have any fucking evidence of this. Right? It's crazy that, like, he's taking credit for clearing up a situation that is his own fault. Like, make that make sense. You can't fucking do it.
...my video. You guys, nobody knew. That's the point. So... yeah, alright, let's continue watching.
Fucking morons. Louis McClung, you're a fucking idiot. You're a creep. Get offline. I hate you, and you should not be online, you dirty scumbag. They just don't deserve platforms, do they? They don't. They fucking don't.
So
Oh my god, that was obnoxious. Anyway.
does this mean that Alice and Louis McClung are close friends and that she's endorsing everything that he's done?
Good point. Good point. They're gonna follow police. They need to fucking, they need to answer questions like
One, she didn't say anything in a text message chat making a weird joke about somebody. So that's...
What? Okay. Oh my god. Your fucking rationalizations are terrible.
The difference between you two. Remember that.
Personally don't think
You made a weird joke. That means that you support rape. Like, what are you talking about, you fucking freak? Dude, oh my god. Okay, maybe they will. Maybe they will. Maybe the right people haven't pestered them enough yet. And maybe there will be a joke about that, huh? Maybe it hasn't happened yet. I guess we can just assume anything we want. I guess we can just be weird fucking, like, dishonest little cretins.
so. The next piece of
so.
evidence they
Right,
use
no
is
need
a
to
DM that
apologize.
Cataclysm leaked of me making a joke.
And someone reached out.
Innocent till proven guilty is the predominance of evidence. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Wait, what?
Leaked of me making a joke.
And someone reached out.
Innocent till proven guilty is the predominance of evidence. Yeah, exactly.
Sure you want to be making that point, buddy? You've already actually said he didn't prove his innocence. You already said that in this very live stream. And now you wanna take this approach? You wanna say, yeah, innocent until proven guilty. Of course, exactly. It's like, that's not the way you fucking handled it. So, shh, don't say it. Don't say it out loud. People will fucking realize.
Exactly. He wasn't guilty. There was just things out there and questions people had and conclusions that I and others drew, which is allowed.
Look, we just drew conclusions. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Who is that? Jeff Stacy, the guy that was on TCAP, who, like, tried to stab himself with a pen very, very, like, pathetically. It was like, it says here, you know, you asked them to send pictures of your butthole. Well, what's wrong with that? Oh, God, that's burned into my brain now. That guy just what's wrong with that?
We're allowed to do that.
To be like, hey, is there a
We're allowed to just draw conclusions and totally attempt to career rape this guy for no reason.
reason you're still following an abuser?
Okay. Here we go. We got the DMs here. This is crazy. This is so confrontational, and so obviously someone there to cause a problem. Right? In my opinion, bitch doesn't deserve an answer coming at you like this. Is there a reason you still follow and work for an abusive piece of shit? 9/11. 9/11. Joe Biden. Sorry. Anyway. Is there a reason you still follow and work for an abusive piece of shit? So, and work for. Did she have any proof of that? When was this question asked? What month was this? Because if this was after I'm Alex hadn't been making YouTube videos for a while, what exactly what are you going off of? Again, like, this is just insanely. This is a no answer from me, probably, or a shitty answer where I'm just an asshole. And also, it is funny. It is funny. I'm so sorry. I'll unfollow the annoying orange right now. As if that's who she's talking about, right? Like, that's the joke. Right? But also, if you come at someone with this energy, I think they're allowed to respond literally however they want. It's like, just fuck you. Fuck you. Like, what is this sentence? This is so obnoxious. And then she draws conclusions, which is not surprising, I guess. So you defend abusers and work for them. Does she have any reason to think he defends abusers? They say that he defends abusers because of this joke, but that doesn't make any sense because this is not a defense of an abuse or an abuser. It just isn't. And you have to be a freak or a piece of shit who wants to control people and their language and what they're allowed to say and what they're allowed to joke about and how they're allowed to talk about things to decide that this equates to a defense of anything. You're a fucking psycho. Get your head out of your own ass and drop your opinion of yourself a few hundred notches. Holy shit.
And many people will say this is petty, all right? Who cares about who's following who? But the reasoning they...
Okay, yeah. Sure, it's petty, but they're allowed to do that. Who cares? Who cares if it's petty?
Oh my god. He's so annoying. He complains about being called petty and gossiping and all that. And then he'll just be like, well, there's nothing wrong with it.
If you're following somebody, right? Okay, let me put themselves in my shoes, right? What if somebody I knew was abused, and then I found somebody who was following them, who was, famous for talking about things like that? Would you sit around and say nothing?
You didn't... Okay, he didn't even do what he just said. He said, let me put myself in their shoes, right? And then he frames a scenario and then doesn't say what he would do. He asks us what we would do. That's not putting yourself in that position. Right? Here, let me demonstrate how you're supposed to do this, all right? Let me give you an example, McClung, because I don't think you can manage this. Let's say, I mean, first of all, I wouldn't do this, but let's say I was asking someone, why do they follow someone who is a bad person, right? Who abused someone I cared about. And they make a joke at me. Okay? How would I respond? That is the question. Not how would you respond as in the audience. And the answer is, I don't know, I might be annoyed, but like, I don't know. This is a dumb this is a dumb hypothetical because most people, I don't think, would do this. They wouldn't just randomly barge into someone's DMs demanding answers for things, because I don't think most people do that. This is one of those fucking, like, you're an online freak who doesn't understand, like, regular human interaction, and you're acting like you are the declarer of what is normal and not normal and how people should behave and all this other shit.
Probably not. You'd probably reach out to them and go, hey, what the hell are you doing? Right? So whether it's petty or not, I think it's
I have
still
more
an
concern
okay thing
is
to do.
because Danky Jabbo was previously I'm Alex's editor. So you can already see there's a little
Slow the chat. Am I able to do that? I think the chat is slowed. Yeah, y'all stop asking for mod. I'll mod my members, maybe. Yeah, you've been a member for a long time here.
Whoops. Click
There you
on
go.
shit I shouldn't be.
I don't know how to slow chat.
Okay, just stop focusing on it then. It doesn't matter. Oh my god. I don't want to skip because I don't want to miss.
Yes, he
something.
did do that. To answer you, he did do that. But that's besides the point. He says that he owes, Alex some form of gratitude, or at least he alludes to that in a text message where he says, well, or at least Cataclysm said that he owes Alex.
Oh, Cataclysm said that he said. In other words, McClung, you don't actually know. Do you have any idea how dumb of a position this is to put yourself into? I get wanting to support people in voicing some kind of personal problem, right? Someone talking about, like, a bad experience they had with somebody, and then you want to be supportive of that. I understand wanting to do that sometimes, sure. What I think is kind of stupid for any content creator to do is to just accept everything someone tells you at face value without any form of evidence. Because if you do not have proof of what this person is saying, and you're just saying what they say as if it is a fact, you're putting yourself in a bad position. You are setting yourself up to be fucking ripped to pieces. I mean, how can you not understand that? Right? If you don't know, if you haven't seen what you need to see to say things with like all this confidence, you shouldn't do it.
Alex some semblance of, like, well, he gave me my career, so I have to be a better person. Dude, I'm dyslexic. I can't read this fast. Me too, dude. But I'm making two.
What does that mean? He gave me my career, so I have to be a better person. I don't know what is the implication. Isn't that like he has to be better than Alex? What does that mean? Again, we don't have this, so we can't determine. Also, here's the thing. If someone bad gives you your career, it's okay to be like, yeah, it is a statement of fact that I am where I am because of them, and, like, it is what it is, I guess. Like, I don't think you need to be, like, ashamed of that, unless that means you were, obviously, unless it's, like, something really nefarious, like you were in on some kind of heinous activity, right? But if it's just a fact that they were bad, you didn't know, and they are responsible for you being where you are, I mean, you might even feel a little conflicted about that, but I don't think you should necessarily feel the worst, right?
So good luck. Okay. There is proof. Yes. Good. Good. So he did say something. I remember that now. He did say something where he was like, yeah, Alex gave me my career. And that's important to remember.
I don't think it is. It's just a statement of fact. Alex gave me my career. And? Are you not allowed to say things that are just true? Does that mean it's an implicit support of everything that Alex has ever done? God, I hope none of your fucking channel members turn out to be serial killers or something. Because then how are you gonna come to terms with that?
You're doubling down, really? Fuck you mean doubling down?
A bit of concern to be had there. Without going into conclusions, there's some concern to be had. And Danky Jab
He got a little more upset about that one than most of the other ones, honestly. A lot of the chat messages he didn't get that mad about, but that one he was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
basically responded, taking the piss out of the situation as if it was nothing.
Because one of Alice's friends decided to reach out to him and ask why, if it was an accident, if he meant to unfollow him, or if he just didn't know what was going on, which was unlikely, and is still unlikely, and is very impossible now. Is there any reason you still follow and work for an abusive piece of shit? They're talking about Alex, and there's nobody else they could be talking about. I'm so sorry, mate. I'm not doing an accent. I'm not, you can't, no. I'm sorry, mate.
Okay, that's annoying.
I'll unfollow the annoying orange right now. So you defend abusers. I'm Alex, and work for them. And that means they said it there. That means you can't ignore it. That means, yeah, maybe they could have meant something else. Maybe they could have meant the annoying orange. I don't know. I wasn't there. Maybe the annoying orange was an abusive prick. I wasn't part of the show.
Are you joking about abuse, Lois? Are you joking about abuse? You shouldn't do that. Can't do that, in fact. I'll call the cops on you. Like, you know, it's so annoying. It's like, he made a joke about the annoying orange, which equals this video where Louis makes a joke about the annoying orange and the context of abuse. What? How do you fucking have this disconnect? It really is rules for thee, not for me, apparently. Are you going to rationalize this in any way for me, Louis? Not to my satisfaction, of course, because you can't. But is he even going to try?
I don't know, but the response will baffle you. I would never defend or support the annoying orange. He gaslights all the fruit in the kitchen. How dare you accuse me of such a thing?
Now let's be clear here. It's very obvious that this person was not messaging me just to inquire, as Lewis states.
Yes, Danky Jabo is correct. That was obviously them trying to set him up to get some sort of response. Probably no matter what, this was going to turn into a situation. That's true.
This is a complete stranger who was getting hostile with me in my DM.
You can tell oftentimes at the beginning of an interaction what someone's intentions are, if it's something like this, right? You can tell if someone's just genuinely asking a question or if they're there for something. And obviously she was there for something. Of course she was there for something.
DMs off the bat, and I was honestly sick of people messaging me about my former boss, whom I have no involvement with. It's very
okay. See, that's something I brought up earlier. That is an obvious thing that Louis McClung probably should have considered, is that if you're annoying him about this, probably other people have annoyed him about his connection to I'm Alex, right? Because I'm sure anyone who is publicly affiliated with I'm Alex has gotten messages from some amount of people demanding answers about how much they knew, or even just insisting that they're a piece of shit for somehow not knowing. Like, there's got to be tons of that shit going around. So the fact that Danky Jabo would have gotten this would not be surprising, and honestly, you should have anticipated that. And you and Cataclysm should probably understand that, yeah, maybe you're not the first person to be like this, and maybe he's a little fucking annoyed with it, right? I think it's completely reasonable.
Okay, that's fine, so you should have just said nothing, if you ask me.
Go to fucking hell, you piece of shit. You and her would have made a fucking video talking about how he is silent. He is running from the accusations that we're making. He is keeping his mouth closed, and it's very concerning, very suspicious. It confirms our suspicions, in fact. Right? You fucking absolutely would have done that. You cannot convince me otherwise.
Right? If you're angry about people still saying stuff, you can either block or ignore. Right? It's very simple.
You still would have made the video. You still would have made the video. This is such horseshit.
Don't have to make...
And then the same thing would have been happening, except you should have just said something. You should have just said something. You should have just answered their DM, on your knees, licking my pussy, telling me that I'm really cool, I'm really virtuous, and that you're a piece of shit and you're groveling at my mercy. That's what you should have done.
Make an entire long-winded joke about somebody's abuse.
That's the alternate universe version of what just happened here, by the way.
That's strange. Okay?
Oh my god, what? Hold on.
Right? It's very simple. You don't have to make an entire long-winded joke about somebody's abuse.
Long-winded joke. One sentence is not long-winded. I guess he added to the joke afterwards. Long-winded? If you wrote 2 paragraphs to end with a punchline, maybe that'd be one long-winded. But Like one sentence, really? Long-winded joke. Again, the way that this fucker, like, tries to reframe things or you know, sort of, like, alter the reality of the situation. Like, he does it all the time. Where he just, the way you cannot trust this guy to summarize something accurately. He won't do it. I guarantee you he will not. According to him, this was a long-winded, weird joke. I don't think, I don't know. Would anyone concede that that is long-winded? Because I sure fucking wouldn't. It's crazy. He's just trying to make it sound as bad as possible. And like, we've seen it on screen already.
That's strange.
Yeah, that's strange. Again, not really explaining what that means, just saying that it's strange. No real thoughts there. No real description of why it's strange, right? You can say something's strange, but you have to, I don't know, you have to explain what you mean by that. And as far as I'm concerned, because otherwise it sounds like you're just trying to make an implication without actually saying anything or backing it up in any way. Just can't trust it.
Okay. It's a very simple thing that everybody was mad at you about. Instead of ignoring her, you just said, yeah, but the annoying orange, so funny, so silly, right? I would never support that guy. He's so terrible. That's weird. Okay?
Very egotistical and narcissistic.
That's weird. What does it mean? Like, you have to explain to me logically how that means anything that is worth making a video about.
To say that people have to take random adversarial DMs seriously, and that if they don't, that they're covert abusers.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, that is extremely narcissistic, by the way. That you owe these people answers for some reason, right? Because they're so fucking important. Louis McClung needs you to answer him. If he DMs you, you are obligated, right? He does not need your consent. You just do it.
Okay, covert abuser. That is not what I said. I never called you a covert abuser. I said you might be friends with somebody or support somebody who is. Okay?
Okay. You make extreme implications in your video to this nature. Cataclysm herself goes on this, like, long-winded speech, about how Dinky Jabo is apparently some number of steps away from just being openly abusive and, like, beating up a woman. She actually does that. I'm not fucking kidding. It's one of the most insane leaps of logic I've ever seen. Because she says, like, oh, you know, well, it started with little things, and then it ended with, like, boiling water being thrown at me. And it's like, okay. Does that mean every small thing that somebody does is now a 100% guarantee that that is the future for them? Because that's psychotic. At that point, we're just like, we're doing, what's that movie? Minority Report? We're arresting people for crimes that haven't happened yet, you know? Which is crazy. I think it's really weird. Here I go saying something's weird. But, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious why I'm saying this. It is weird to say that, like, we need to worry about someone becoming a full-fledged abuser because, like, I don't know, he says the word beef curtains, or he makes a joke about a hippo in one of the Madagascar movies. Like, this is psycho. This is so fucking crazy. Because then we could draw all kinds of conclusions from literally anybody all the time, and then everybody's guilty of something that hasn't happened yet, I guess. What a wonderful future that we're fucking laying the groundwork for.
That does not make you a covert abuser. It just makes you somebody maybe related to a situation in which you preach about on the weekly. So, you hate the annoying orange? Whatever. Working on timing out the people who are spamming, that's fair. Whatever. LMAO, why is he putting it on you? I don't know. He can do whatever he wants, truly. I'm not mad at him.
Why is he putting it on you? What? Louis McClung and Cataclysm are the reason that this is occurring.
It's probably a very stressful situation, honestly. But
it's a stressful situation. It's a horrible thing what I've done to him, really. It's really terrible that I decided to do this. But, you know, I had to. Otherwise, you wouldn't know he was innocent, I guess. Like, thank you.
He's very angry, right?
Please never meddle on my behalf. Fucking please.
Calling people a covert abuser. That's fine. You can do that. But I don't think he's saying people are calling him a covert abuser, which is fine. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to say that people are saying that. Because we assumed a lot of things. But there is proof that we are not calling him
we assumed a lot of things. Yeah, you did.
A covert abuser. I constantly say that I do not think you are, you deserve cancellation, which means I don't think he's a bad person.
That's... okay, I'm calling it now. If you're making the type of video that Louis made, and you're constantly bringing up that you're not trying to cancel him, I feel like you're signaling something at that point, right? You definitely are, and you're just trying to say that to sound virtuous, to sound like you're actually. I'm not doing this because it's drama. I'm not petty. I don't want him canceled. I'm just reporting on the fact that he is an abusive, misogynist, racist piece of shit, right? It's like, oh, at least you're not trying to cancel him, though. Thank God. The only difference between you trying to and you not trying to is, I guess, you just saying that.
I don't think he's a terrible person. What I think is that he's misguided. And I think that he does.
You think he's misguided. If you thought he was misguided, I think the tone of your video would have been completely different. I think if you think someone's misguided, you don't like... Again, that thing he says is so bad for him, where he's like, couldn't you suppress your hatred of women for 1 second? It's like, oh yeah, you're just a little concerned about the guy. You're not trying to, like, come after him or anything.
He doesn't understand that he should have just said nothing instead of making a weird, long-winded joke about somebody's abuse.
Okay, if he should have said nothing, why are you guys asking him? Fuck you. I mean, come on.
People aren't actually required to take you seriously if you DM them out of the blue, demanding answers despite you being a complete stranger. Now, with that...
Okay.
Yes, Stinky Jabbo. True, dude.
Okay, one, the same way you're allowed to make this video, calling everybody rude and gossipy for saying those things.
You are rude and gossipy. Stop pretending like that's a fucking insult. Just accept that that's true, right? If you're a gossip, just fucking accept it. I hate people who... They gossip and they want to pretend like they're above that. Like, go to fucking r/YouTube drama, right? It's all these people pretending like drama is evil and sickening, but they're always there rubbing their hands together over somebody's drama. Like, what? I don't know. I can't imagine living with these weird, twisted, like, morals or lack of principle. Oh, there's Bootsy. You can see her in the camera there a little bit. Hi, sweetie. Come here, sweetie. She's so sweet. Hi, Bootsy. Good kitty.
There are also people who are also allowed to DM you randomly out of the blue and ask you questions. The same way you're allowed to make this video is the same way they're allowed to be like, hey, what the hell, why are you doing this? The difference is that you should have just ignored the situation entirely instead of making...
Again, there's no way you would actually respect this if this had been the case. If Danky Jabbo had ignored the situation, you would 1,000,000%, like, absolutely have fucking made a video about his silence and how it means all these things. It's crazy that you're pretending you wouldn't do that.
Making a long-winded dumb joke about it.
Again, long-winded dumb joke. So not only do you incorrectly describe it as long-winded, you also have to throw in your assertion that it's dumb. Like, just objectively, I guess.
That being said, obviously what I should have done is ignore it, and I'll admit it was wrong of me not to. But I made
Okay, that's very good. Good job. No, that's very good. No, that was good. That's good. No. He says right there, he should have ignored it, but that gets rid of everything.
Oh, good boy. You admitted that you shouldn't have answered it. It's like, you guys asked. What kind of fucking expectation is this? That, like, well, we want to ask you something. The correct response is not to answer us. What the fuck are you talking about?
Else you said. You saying, oh, but
what do
I
you
should be held
believe in? What do you actually fucking value?
to such a high standard in a random, random, what is it? DM, right? You shouldn't be held to such a high standard. Sure.
Are you serious? You complained so much about the DM. Whatever. Let's
Maybe
keep
he
going.
shouldn't have. But he says right there, he even acknowledges that he should have ignored it. So then, why?
this joke to mock the person for sending me this DM, and to imply that it's any more than that is simply unfair.
You mocked the person, okay? You're claiming here that you mocked the person who sent the DM. It didn't feel like that.
What did it feel like? Obviously, he's mocking them for bothering him in such a confrontational manner. What else is the joke? What else is the joke? What is the joke? What do you think the joke is? You think it's, ha ha ha, women get beat, very funny, me enjoy. You fucking people suck.
I'm just gonna say it didn't feel like that, but maybe that's what it was.
It didn't feel like that. It just didn't feel like that. Which, you know, we can tell by watching Mr. McClung here that his feelings are paramount. If he feels like you're a misogynist and a racist and whatever the fuck else, he'll just make a video about it as if it's, like, just confirmed beyond the point of redundancy. It's just true. Everyone knows it's true, of course. You said beef curtains one time. That means you're racist and misogynist in one phrase.
What is it to just carry what you say in your videos into real life? And if
I'm gonna... Okay, this is unnecessary for me to do this. I don't like this piercing. This one right here. I've never liked it. I like piercings on women. Like, I don't mind, like, the eyebrow thing. I don't even really mind this one that much. Nose is not good piercing place for me, personally. This is completely unimportant. There's no reason for me to be saying this. I just don't like this little fucking little thing there. Never looks good, basically, on anyone. I think anyone who has one would look better without it.
Danky Jabbo, Jesse, had done that, he would not have replied, being like, I would never, like, follow the annoying orange. Like, he would have just been like, yeah, maybe I should take...
Why'd you put, like, this weird gay sass on that? What was that? It's a text.
abuse seriously, considering my channel, and...
Oh my god, this is so annoying, by the way. The way she's like, here's what you should have said, fucker. And then she's like, here's the 100% morally correct response. And it's like, or maybe, you know, fuck you, all right? Maybe you really didn't need to start this. Maybe you really didn't. Maybe you could have just fucked off, right? And this needed to happen.
My bills are built upon
says it
talking
great.
about abuse. It's virtue
My channel and my bills.
signal. It is. It is.
I made one
My bills are built? I don't build my bills, dude. They're bills.
joke about the annoying orange, and now you're trying to paint my entire channel out to be manipulative, disingenuous, and virtue signaling, and label me as a misogynist who defends and supports abuse.
Yeah, it's an easy
Am I
follow.
clapping as an applause? Yeah, I'm clapping as an applause. No, I agree that he was right there. He says right there that he should have ignored it, and I'm applauding him for making a good decision in saying that and admitting his faults, that he should have ignored it. That's great. No, that's amazing. I am not the kind of
So full of shit. So full of shit. He should have just ignored it so that we could have made a video talking about how he ignored the DMs. Because you have already fucking complained that he ignored you. You're such a fucking liar.
person to clap sarcastically at somebody. That is a strange thing to imply there, people. It's a very strange thing to imply that I was being sarcastic. I thought it's...
Or, again, here's the thing. Maybe he's just not psychologically up to the task of making online content of this nature, right? I don't know. If he is not malicious and he's not trying to lie, then he's just horribly inept. So...
seemed very real that I was being kind of real towards him. I'm happy that he said that.
Confused on how so many of you are also confused. Alex is an abuser. Danky Jabbo worked for him previously and is now defending him. It's really... I fear it's not that hard.
No,
is now defending him. Now, Danky Job, I'll let him talk first.
I am not, and I never have defended him. A follow on Instagram and a joke about the annoying orange do not count as a defense. You have...
Yes. Period. For her to, like, it's like they have these little bits of nothing, and then they just reframe it entirely, right? To just be like, oh, he's defending I'm Alex, and it's like, show me where that happened, because you haven't, and I don't believe you because you haven't demonstrated it once. If you had proof of that, you would have shown it by now. So where the fuck is it? It's crazy. He's defending I'm Alex. Fucking where? Again, to bring it back to myself, I make horrifying jokes. I've said weird shit on my YouTube channel, like in the real far back. For anyone who doesn't know, and has somehow made it this far into this live stream or whatever, or the VOD more realistically. Okay. My YouTube channel is old. It's older than it seems because I've been making content for a long time. Most of it is unlisted or privated, not because like I'm ashamed of it or something, but there was a situation at one point in my life where I was kind of under the impression that I should not have all that stuff public, and I will probably unlist some of that stuff just because, you know, it's all like super old, and you know, there's some things I probably would just not relist because like it's about like a decade old like political story or something where it's like, okay, that's hardly relevant. Like, what's the point of having that around anymore? But like, yeah, you know, like there's stuff I would definitely re-upload anything that's like just, I don't know, sort of self-contained or not reliant on like the then current events, I guess. But yeah, the point being though that I've said like crazy shit, and it's not indicative of anything. A lot of my humor with my best friends, where I say like the worst, most rancid shit that I say, is reliant on the fact that they know enough about me to know that I am not the thing that I'm joking about, right? Like, I'll say horrible, evil, twisted shit. I'm trying to think of something. I can't think of anything off the top of my head right now because I'm not in like silly mode. I have this thing where it's like I become way more fun question marks when I'm talking to someone that I have like a good rapport with, right? Whereas when I'm like just by myself, I can't conjure that same feeling, where like the jokes are flying out in the same way. When I'm talking to people that I'm friendly with, like the jokes just come out kind of automatically. So, I don't have a recent example probably in video form, but like, when I make a joke about something, it doesn't mean that it's like me supporting it, right? I could say something 100% diametrically opposed to my beliefs because the joke is that you wouldn't expect me to say that. I guess maybe eventually that wears out because at this point you would like at a certain point you expect me to say terrible things because that's like what I find funny is to say the opposite of my opinions basically. Anyway, I'm kind of getting into the fucking rant territory here about something that's not really that important. Anyway, point being, joke, not a defense. Let's move on.
Okay, sure, maybe they don't, but it's strange that they happened with the same person, okay? Involving the same person. Okay, one, I personally would not follow somebody who I know is an abusive person, or even just a weird person, okay?
Okay, then you don't do that then, I guess.
Okay? That's why I unfollowed him when I heard about this, because he might possibly be a strange person. I'm still not convinced he's not, but...
You know how many people follow Elon Musk on Twitter? Not because they like him, but because if he tweets something, it might be important, right? Because he owns the fucking platform. And also because he is like a cringe edgelord type. I mean, there's that picture, which I'm not saying you should hold this against somebody forever, but there's that picture of him in like a trench coat with the fucking hair. It's like, it's really fucking gay. But, there's people who, they follow him because it's like, yeah, it might be fucking relevant to see what he has to say. Not because they like him. You don't have to do that. But you also don't have to impose your little fucking personal beliefs on other people. Right? I think what you should do, in general, is hold people to their own standards. For sure. Right? Which is why I think it's extra funny to make jokes about Louis McClung, to make baseless assertions about him for no reason other than just to get under his skin if he ever, for some reason, watches this, right? And the other thing is that it's something that he says on one hand that it's not okay to do that, and then he'll also do it, right? So yeah, I forgot what I was talking about originally, so we're just going to continue.
Why are you saying that these aren't proof, okay? Nobody was saying that they are literally end-all be-all, you are friends with Alex. We were all just concerned that you are.
Again, this insane, dishonest reframing of what we've seen. We've seen the clips. You're not just concerned. That's completely false.
That's the big thing. Concern.
Nope.
Right? I feel like
No, nobody's going to come to that conclusion, you fucking dishonest little weasel.
we're all very concerned that he might not be very good.
Have no actual evidence of this claim because it's very obviously not true. Lewis and Katie also tried to make it seem as though I was being willfully manipulated by Alex.
This apparently made him feel as though he owed Alex some
Yes,
gratitude.
yes, okay.
If you ask
this
me,
is in reference to what Katie said, Cataclysm, where she said that maybe in a call somewhere that Danky Jabot had said, hey, I'm sorry, I just owe Alex some semblance of I'm sorry, like I'm good. He was good to me. He gave me my career basically, so I owe him, right? I'm pretty sure we got a screenshot of that too. I'm pretty sure we got a screenshot of that.
You're pretty sure. You don't know, and you don't have it, of course, but you're pretty sure. Pretty sure. And also, I don't know. Again, this is like couched in these weird assumptions where it's like he probably feels like he owes Alex some gratitude, so therefore he's probably definitely defending him behind closed doors. Again, this is all like speculation about like nothing. You're fucking just you're the worst people. Not literally, obviously there's somehow worse people, but like in terms of like people who just like make videos and shit, this is low. This is lowly shit.
I'm almost 90% sure we got a screenshot of her
I'm almost 90% sure. Not actually 90%, but almost there.
or him saying that he feels like he owes Alex something. So that right there would willingly be working.
Well, hold on. See, there we go with the framing again. Saying that, like, yeah, he, you know, without him I wouldn't have my career is not the same thing as saying he owes him something. Owes him something means to me, and I think probably lots of people, right? If you owe someone from your own perspective, that means you would then do more things for them. I get the feeling Danky Jabbo's not going to fucking do anything for Alex at this point, right? I have no reason to think that. So...
under a manipulative asshole.
That sounds like you're willingly let somebody manipulate you, but that might...
Is it manipulation if you're letting someone do something? Like, if you know that what they're trying to do is manipulate you, are you being manipulated? Or are you just, like, agreeing? Right? I don't even know what it means to be willingly manipulated. You're just doing the thing because you want to, right? Which sort of implies that you're not being manipulated anyway. I don't know. Minor point. Not the most important thing.
might just be me.
A lot of people worked alongside Alex. Alex knew what he was doing to an extent. You have to give him that. People wanted
Oh, Alex absolutely knew what he was doing. That is proof now.
Alex's help, and from what I've heard, Alex did help a lot of people, and people felt obliged to stick by him. And I do think this is definitely a form of manipulation.
People felt obliged to stick by him. I think everyone dropped him as soon as those clips came out, right? What are we talking about here?
And I don't necessarily blame every single person who feels iffy about saying anything about Alex because they've helped him, but standing by somebody who has been outed as an abuser or who you know is an abuser.
Standing by. Again, not substantiated at all.
Just because
Standing by implies something a little more public, doesn't it? What? If I go to sleep tonight, and in my head I think, I stand by P. Diddy and every decision he ever made in his whole life, and I never say it out loud, and no one ever knows that I said it, am I standing by him? Not really. No, because if nobody knows, then you're not really standing, are you?
Alex has done, for example, a little bit for you and helped your career.
And if you guys couldn't prove even reasonably that this could be the case with Danky Jabbo, you should just stop. This line of thought is so stupid.
You're a scumbag. You're an enabler, and you
Right. Yeah.
don't genuinely
Oh, God. You know, Louis McClung, on the subject of horrible mustaches, I'm Alex. Awful, awful mustache. Just awful.
believe in what you're talking about. A little
Sure.
example I have here
I also
is
agree
I
with
received
that.
a screenshot from Alice, which was
Ignore stupid people's comments. They're not stupid. They're concerned, okay? I'm not going to ignore stupid people's comments. Just because you're on the side of Danky Jabbo and you think you should then be angry at me, those two things are not... You don't have to do both of those things.
Again, this whole thing is so stupid. The energy of the original video doesn't match this at all. Now it's like, oh, we're just having a conversation. We just want to come together and just reasonably discuss things. And it's like, you did not start it off that way. You're only doing that now because you've let's borrow an expression from Chud Logic here. You're raped, bro.
Things. Just reminding you. Just because you're on the side of Danky Jabbo doesn't mean I hate you or am mad at you in any way. You deserve the right to choose. There's no side to be on anyways. You should be on your own side. That's the side to be on. The side of worrying whether or not somebody here was trying to be malicious.
Side of worrying whether someone was trying to be malicious. What? I think you were trying to be malicious. Absolutely. I believe that. I actually believe this is not a joke like I was with the the pedophile allegations. I genuinely believe that McClung is malicious. I just don't know how I could see it any other way.
That's the worry.
one of Alice's
It's like the willful disregard for checking basic things that he could check, right? There's obviously things he couldn't check, like the contents of the voice call, right? Couldn't check that. However, he could have asked Cataclysm to show him a screenshot of how long the call was, because that comes up.
Alice's friends
Didn't do
in
that.
contact with a content creator called
Didn't do
Danky
a lot of
Jabbo.
I wasn't being exploited. I was working a job and being paid for my work.
Okay, nobody's talking about that, by the way, Jesse. Nobody's saying you working that job mean you were willingly exploited. That is a complete. You're drawing a blank there. No. That's not what happened.
Also, somebody, I mean, you said willfully manipulated, right?
Nobody's saying you working that job meant you were willingly. Never mind.
And it was in an industry that I've always wanted to be a part of, so I was grateful for the opportunity. I edited his YouTube videos, and he paid me. I was an employee. That was all that was happening. To try and paint it out as though there was something inherently corrupt going on here is just strange and inaccurate.
That is not what we did. I'm pretty damn sure that is not what we did at all. We did not say, oh, you were working for him because you knew he was an abuser. No, dude.
Then what are you saying? You make all these implications about how he defended him with zero proof. Not one piece. And now you're like, no. We didn't say you knew about the abuse. And it's like, well, what the fuck are you saying then?
If somebody else said that, I'm sorry, but that's not what I was saying, okay? I was not saying you were willingly working for an abuser. No, what I'm saying is that after the fact, you were willingly defending, in a way, an abuser. You know, making the
Okay, you still didn't prove that, though, ever. Not once. Not once have you proven that.
joke when you could just say nothing is so strange.
Worked for
That's not a defense! What are you talking about? Oh my god, I'm going crazy. Oh my god, someone give me a loaded gun. One bullet. That's all I need to kill myself, because I can't fucking stand this, dude.
him remotely. We never even met personally. He paid me, and we barely spoke. There was really nothing.
I did say that? No, what I said was, he is probably willingly being in cahoots with, what did I say? He put it in the video here.
That I've always wanted to be a part of, so I was grateful for the opportunity. I edited his defense. You have no actual evidence of this claim because it's...
This apparently made him feel as though he owed Alex something.
Yes.
Some gratitude. If you ask me, that sounds like you're willingly let
This apparently made him feel... No proof.
somebody manipulate you. But that might...
Yes, so after the fact, he was saying, I owe Alex. That is what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is that he said, oh, Alex, I owe him. Something. He gave me my...
That's not what he said. He didn't say
Career.
I owe him.
That after the fact, you saying those words makes it sound like you are willingly letting him manipulate you. That's what it sounds
What? What are you talking about? The assumptions are insane.
like. If you just
You know what they say about assumptions? They make you a cocksucker, so don't do it, Louis McClung. That's what they say about assumptions.
disagree, that's fine. That's just not what I said.
Even what you're talking about. A little example I have here is I received a screenshot from Alice, which was one of Alice's friends in contact with a content creator called Danky Jabbo.
I wasn't being exploited. I was working a job and being paid for my
See,
work.
there's a disconnect
And it was an
between what
industry
he said
that I
and what
always
I
wanted to be a part of, so I was grateful for the opportunity. I edited his YouTube videos, and he paid me. I was an employee. That was all
You don't even know what you're saying right now. I think you don't know what I'm saying right now.
that was happening.
I make
To try
stuff
and
up.
paint
No, McClung, I believe you don't know what you're saying because you've contradicted yourself several times. You've just absolutely demonstrated a complete depth of hypocrisy that you are willing to engage in where, you know, it's okay for you to do something and then it's not okay for him to do something. That's the same thing. You'll tell him, you know, all this crazy... Oh, fuck, I can't keep reiterating the same points, but it's hard not to.
No, I
as
draw
though there was something
conclusions.
inherently
There's a
corrupt going on here is just strange
You
and
imply
inaccurate.
intent.
I worked for him remotely. We never even met personally. He paid me, and we barely spoke. There was really nothing more interesting going on than that.
He's being a dickhead, a doofus, even kind of a, you know, intolerable, cringe bastard. But that's fine. That's your right. The problem is that
It's really funny, too, that there's... Towards the end of this video, he says, I will interview you unbiased. Really? I bet you would have, wouldn't
he
you?
makes almost only content, almost entirely, almost exclusively on content about either women being abused
I saw this.
or
Wait for what he
abusive
says.
women.
Wait
Okay,
for
Like
what he
that's
says.
if you scroll down in the past 6 months, that's it.
This is ridiculous to try
in the past 6 months, that's it. Exclusively, entirely. Okay?
and paint my channel in a way where I only cover abusive
on.
relationships, and then go on to show a screen.
Okay, so here's the screenshot. Right? Where is it? Where is it? So this one is duplicated. This is duplicated. Oh, I mean, it's... Okay, this whole section is just duplicates. What's the point of this screenshot, Lewis? You fucking prick! What is the point of this screenshot if this is all the same thing? Right? It makes it look worse, but it's not. And, you know, I have this little philosophy. It's a little weirdo philosophy where I think if you're in the right, you shouldn't have to lie or stretch the truth or present something in a dishonest way like this. You should just be able to show what you're saying. Why can't you do that? Why can't you do that without fucking doing this bullshit. Like, what is this, you asshole?
Screenshot where only one of the 16 videos shows.
Okay, so he says that this is the only thing where a woman is being abused or abusive. Are you fucking kidding me? Astrovino's right here. She's an abusive woman.
I don't know what this stuff is.
Okay? Look at that. Look at this right here. For all we know, AJ Clementine right here, if everything is true, was an abusive woman. If this is real, that guy is not very good to her, and she is not very good to her children, which we could consider, in quotations, alleged abuse. So, that situation...
Okay, so you've pointed out, what, 3? You said almost exclusively every video for 6 months, and you couldn't demonstrate that for some reason? Why not?
Is a woman being abusive to children. Dude, what I...
He's going off on this like he's got like this massive opportunity here to turn this into like, aha, you fucker, I got you. And it's like, what are you talking about, you stupid asshole? If you had him, you would have the fucking correct screenshot to show your fucking proof, wouldn't you?
I said is, you either cover abusive women or situations in which women are abusive, okay? What about, for instance, I don't know, Smart Schoolboy 9, in which you've made so many videos about, who is just a disgusting, decrepit man who, for all we know, abuses little girls.
For all we know. Okay, so we're just making an assumption. Okay, from everything I know about Smart Schoolboy 9, there is no evidence that he's actually committed any crimes. He's just a weird freak, right? I guess we're just going to assume that he's abusing children now so that we can turn that into a win against Danky Jabo? What the fuck is wrong with you? I would love to press him on this in a conversation and say, explain yourself. Explain why it's okay to just make a massive leap like that just because you want to have a point against Danky Jabo in the video where you're supposed to be taking L's and shit, right? You're not here to fight. But you're gonna fight tooth and nail about this for some reason. Yeah, that expression, turn that back at yourself, you fucking moron.
Are you fucking kidding me? You think when I say abuse that it is related to a relationship. No. You don't get to put words in my mouth, sir. What I'm saying here is that...
Oh, but you can tell him that he supports an abuser and that he's a misogynist and a racist and all this other shit. But, oh, how dare you about my thumbnail fuck up where I duplicated this whole... midsection right here or something.
And yeah, I did duplicate this. I didn't even realize that I did that. That's an accident.
How did you do that by accident? How? Did you take a screenshot? How did you edit this together where it's duplicated? How did you do this by accident? That's crazy. I can't even fathom it. You know how I would take a screenshot? I would use like the snipping tool. It's there, one piece. No editing required.
But nonetheless, there are so many situations in representation here of you talking about abusive women or women being abused.
Okay, you said almost exclusively. Right? Now, if you're going to be nitpicky about fucking words, I think you should turn that inwards a little bit, right? If we're going to cry about the word gossip because it hurts your feelings, maybe you should think about the words that you say, especially when you said proof, but not like proof, right? Like, I can't imagine thinking like this because, like, how do you justify it to yourself?
What the hell is that about? Huh? And he's gonna call me a manipulator here, but grooming is abusing. Exactly.
Who's the groomer? Smart Schoolboy? I don't think there's any evidence that he actually did that. Granted, I didn't keep up with it, so I could be wrong, and maybe I shouldn't comment so specifically on that one. But from what I had been aware of, guy hadn't committed any crimes. He was just really fucking weird and creepy, right? Which, as upsetting as it is, can't do anything about that, I guess.
No, since he's a man, he's not allowed to highlight abusive relationships. No, I didn't fucking say that. Oh my god, you don't get it. You don't get it. And that's okay. You cannot get it. That's okay. You're on my side. You don't need to be on my side. Be on your side. Be on the side of trying to learn what's going on. There is no sides here, okay? There's no side to pick.
There's no sides. I mean, there's the side of integrity, the side of truth, and you have displayed a stunning lack of grasp on both of those things. And that, sir, makes you my enemy. Because...
Okay, people are forgetting the nuance of the English language. Sure, maybe people are, but...
Oh my god.
I'm not saying...
No, dude, you can't read that and agree with it. You don't even fucking have it yourself.
that he's not allowed to make this content. I'm saying that making this content and then mocking abuse behind people's backs, he's fucking weird. And I'm also, watch this, 1 second.
Is about an abusive relationship, and to show that video twice in the same screenshot to make it look more like I cover them exclusively is so blatantly manipulative and hypocritical when you're calling me out for being a manipulative hypocrite.
Okay, 1 second.
Okay, here's the thing. Hold on.
Again, sorry I did that by accident.
say?
But
Sorry I did that by accident. How is he supposed to fucking know that you did it by accident? Because I don't even know how you would, right? You put it in the video. Shouldn't you have checked? Right? I think he's well within his rights to assume that that was on purpose, because why would you do it otherwise? How did you do it otherwise? You incompetent wretch.
again, there are so many more in there that I did not duplicate that are literal examples of what you did. What I'm saying...
But why did you duplicate them? And also, again, like, shouldn't you have just had one clean screenshot of the videos that prove your point? That he made almost exclusively is what you fucking said, Mr. Nuance. Almost exclusively, to me, means like 90% or higher, right? That's what that means.
And you do. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about? It's a real question.
Again, it's funny, he's all fired up now, but he keeps trying to give this impression that like, oh, but this isn't a fight, there's no sides, you know, we're just here to learn and talk, and then he gets like all fucking cranked out on this like one thing, just all of a sudden.
What are you talking about?
He wants to seize a win anytime he thinks he can, but he can't. He doesn't have the, you know, the wit, the wherewithal, the fucking anything required to do so. This should not have been a live stream. Thank you for doing it anyway, I guess.
42 commentary videos that I have made thus far, only 3 of them are about abusive relationships. So
I didn't say relationship. I did not say relationship. I said abusive women or abused women. Abuse is not relegated to a relationship. That's domestic abuse. If I said domestic abuse, he'd be correct.
Okay. Let me point out something here to you, though. The thing that you're trying to tie him to is a domestic abuse situation with I'm Alex and Alice, right? I think that would be why that would be on his mind. Because that's the thing you're trying to tie it to.
But I did not say that. I did not say that. This is when I was watching this and I decided I need to make a stream about this. I need to get on here. I did.
And that was a horrible mistake, you fucking idiot. Oh my god.
Multiply it, like I said. It doesn't matter. That's one example. This is one example that I accidentally duplicated. But then bang, 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 bang. So
are you pointing to the smart schoolboy ones? There's no evidence of abuse in those ones. He's just a freak. Crazy. He even said himself, we can assume there's abuse, or whatever he fucking said. He said, like, basically, we can make that guess. So you're just, like, cheating to get more points, essentially.
So
I don't think I can't watch this whole video in one sitting, dude. This is brutal.
it doesn't really matter if you ask me.
Then you have to understand that abusive people are not those to coddle. They're not those to, you know, hold dear. They're people to, sure, talk with and understand, but not to forgive, not to work with and take advice from. Because according to him, and in certain situations, he might still be taking...
Not to work with? Didn't you work with him pre-abuse? So what is that point?
tutelage from I'm Alex, which is a big...
He might still be taking tutelage. Complete assumption. Complete baseless assumption. Fucking crazy people behavior. We just get to assume that and then criticize him for it as if it's real. Like, what are you doing? Stop it.
issue.
What do you mean, according to me? When have I ever said anything that might even slightly suggest that I've been receiving
I don't know anything about Papa Good, actually. I've never watched him. I've seen clips of him from watching other people. I've never actually watched him.
Like I'm saying, I've said many times, you said that you feel as though you owe Alex something, or at least that he gave you your career. That is what...
You said this thing, or, well, maybe you didn't. Maybe you said something else. Like, come on, dude. Have your shit together. This is why you should have made a video so that you didn't do stuff like that. But we already know from the first video that you didn't have things in order in the first place. So honestly, I don't know if it would have been that much better. You couldn't even be bothered to check his video library to make sure that the thing you said was true about his videos being taken down to hide his shady past or whatever you were trying to get at. They were still up. So...
But kind of points in the direction. That.
tutelage from him? The answer is never, which is why neither Lewis nor Cataclysm ever give any examples, because it's not
No, I'm
true.
pretty sure.
I need to make it
I'm
so
pretty sure she gave an
incredibly
example.
clear.
I'm pretty sure.
I have not spoken to this man since my last payment from him, which in and of itself was a completely standard business conversation.
And if that is true, that is good. That is great. No, that's a great thing if that's true.
Why did you guys feel the need to do this? Why did you guys feel the need to do this? This is crazy.
I want it to be true.
As he owed me money for the work that I had done on his channel.
I think the duplication was an editing choice that shows the video above and below the middle video. It actually was an accident. I think I duplicated it by pure accident. Because if I would have duplicated anything, it would have been these.
Bro, I don't even know if I open snipping tool, I don't think it'll show up on stream properly. I mean, you guys have computers maybe while watching this, unless you're watching this on your phone, which sure, I guess, but yeah, if you're on your computer, Windows 10 at least. I don't know if snipping tool was on previous versions because I never used it until I had Windows 10. But open up the the program menu, type in snip, open the snipping tool. You just click and drag, and there you go. Screenshot of what you want to have screenshotted. So you don't need to edit it after the fact. You can literally draw the line of the rectangle of screen that you want to capture. There's no possibility that you could have fucking accidentally duplicated the rows if you just did that. That would have worked just fine. I don't understand this shit at all. It's driving me nuts. Driving me fucking crazy.
Swath of other videos that were in that screenshot.
Genuinely have no idea what the two of them could be referring to here. He even says that me and Alex must be in contact because we have the same editing style.
Right?
Sure, that's probably...
Thumbnail design. They have the same content design. They do the same editing technique.
That would be...
This is a good point he makes here.
The whole similar content style, that's how all these types of communities work in general. There's
Are
usually a
people mad I don't
community,
get it?
and everybody
It's not even
uses the same
vaguely
style.
similar. It's almost the same.
Maybe it's because I was his fucking editor.
And that's a good point.
Yes, Lewis, it is a good point. Maybe you should have fucking not made your point in the first place, because it's obviously retarded. Okay. Wow, this guy who edited for I'm Alex uses like the same thumbnails and he edits similarly? That's weird. It's like, yeah, maybe because he did those things.
So the reason, did you make his thumbnails too? Because then it would make sense that people are now kind of just copying his frank.
I'm curious. How old is Louis McClung? All right, I'm not acting like I'm some wizened sage. I'm 32. I couldn't dream of doing this shit even when I was like 20. This is so fucking embarrassing. Yeah, well, fuck. I started my YouTube channel when I was underage. There's no way I would have done this ever. I never did. Ever. I've never done this. I did do like video responses back in the day, but I would play a video and then I would like respond to it, right? But like this is crazy to me.
Very good thumbnail design that gets a lot of people to watch his videos. Don't delete this VOD. I'm not going to delete it. This is my real opinion.
Oh, that aged poorly. What am I watching here? Re-upload. He deleted the VOD. Deleted the VOD, deleted the video, made a terrible, shitty, awful little 3-minute apology. And I think still hasn't learned anything because his dream video came out after that and it was terrible. The guy hasn't really learned any meaningful lessons, I don't think. Excuse me, sorry.
This is my real opinion. No, and if you are the editor who made the thumbnails, then he's pretty good at making thumbnails. So good that people are now matching his flow. Like, he has made such a good thumbnail design that people are on that shit. People are on...
This is so annoying. Yeah, I got all fired up and, like, hollering at him, like, what, just a couple of minutes ago? About the thumbnail situation, the duplication thing. and now I'm gonna suck his dick a little bit. Just a little bit, before I bite the tip again. If. I don't remember if he gets all fired up like that for the rest of this thing. I can't watch this all in one sitting. I'm gonna have to tap out soon.
On that shit. If he made those original, like, I'm Alex thumbnails, then that's great. He did a great job at making those thumbnails, right? My point was that maybe Alex had made those thumbnails and now he's copying him, and that means that they had some semblance of speaking to each other and working together. But hopefully he disproves that somehow. Lewis just wants more fame. I disagree. I think I want to clear the air, just like Danky Jabot wants to.
I don't know, dude. Your motivations are questionable, considering the... What do we call all of this? They're not mistakes, right? I don't think it's just a simple mistake to do everything wrong that he did in the first place. That's not a little accident, right? It's not a whoopsie. That's like recklessness at best. maliciousness at worst.
I think that's what he wants. I don't know. It seems like he's contorting things a lot in this video, but I digress.
Obviously, the edits are going to be the same. I was the
Contorting things. I think he's interpreting them as they appear. Right? Because here's something that I think a lot of people who make videos and then receive like a video response need to understand. The way that you have it in your head is not anyone else's responsibility to understand. The way that it was produced is what everyone else is given. Okay? I don't care what you thought you were doing. What we have is a video that you made that comes off in particular ways. And it's like inarguable that it does. Okay? I would be very curious to see someone sticking up for that original video, because I frankly don't know how you could. It would be bizarre. You would have to just be like willfully ignorant, and probably malicious to do so.
the one doing both of them. We make commentary videos. None of us are
Or you're 9 and you don't really know how things work.
exactly reinventing the wheel here.
The problem is he's
Yeah, says the guy calling us gossipers, right?
Wait, what?
Things a lot in this video, but I digress.
Obviously, the edits are going to be the same. I was the one doing both of them. We make commentary videos. None of us are exactly reinventing the wheel here.
the problem is he's
Yeah, says the guy calling us gossipers.
What? What is this point?
Right? I digress. I'm sorry.
What was that point? What? What was that? That was... Oh my god, dude. You know what? I've been going at this for 3 hours, and I'm 48 minutes in. I'm not doing a 6-hour stream right now. Oh my god. Yeah. I gotta bail. This is brutal. I might do a part 2 at some point. I'd have to... Well, I could just watch this, the last few seconds of this to see where I left off, I guess. So I don't even need to write anything down. This was insufferable, though. This was really hard to get through, even as much as I did. We failed. We died. We did not make it through the whole video. Definitely was not a no-hit run. Louis McClung did a lot of damage, and I need to heal. I need to rest. Oh my god, dude. This is just so bad. There are... Okay. I'm trying to think. Right, I'm trying to think reasonably here. What is a situation where someone fucks up or makes a really brutal mistake that I'm willing to forgive? In terms of, like, YouTube videos, not like, I don't know, IRL shit. I don't know. The thing is I can't really think of an instance where, like, this has occurred with me, where, like, somebody kind of screwed up and then I was like, you know, it's not that bad, and then, like, things moved on or whatever. I'm not recalling anything in this moment right here, but I also am a little fried. So I don't know. I can't think what would be, like, forgivable, because frankly I find this, like, unrecoverable from my personal perspective. If he manages to move forward and, you know, keep making a living or whatever doing this, good for him, I guess. But I don't know what kind of audience you would have to have for them to all just be like, yeah, it's not that big a deal, or I'll keep watching, because I just personally can't see myself doing this. If anybody I watch and I like to any degree did this Louis McClung fuck up, I would have to just call it quits. I think it would be too much. It'd be like, I can never trust you again, like, literally ever, to deliver any kind of information, because you lost your fucking mind with hype to destroy someone, this, like, weird bloodthirsty bullshit of, like, I don't need to check any of the things I'm saying, even though I can easily check several of them. I don't need to do that. One last example that we didn't get to, but it is in this stream that I'm going to mention, and then I'm going to call it quits here. There is the part in the original video that Louis McClung made where he mentions that Cataclysm and Danky Jabo had a 2.5-hour call where Danky Jabo just, like, mansplained to her, which Cataclysm didn't even say. And also, Yankee Jabo shows the Discord log where it shows, like, you know, you had a call on this date that lasted this long, and it was like 40 something minutes. Not even remotely 2.5 hours. It wasn't even 1 hour. Where are you getting 2.5 hours from? Again, either lying, maliciously exaggerating, or so stupid that he didn't even bother to check before just saying that. Because here's the thing, he could have checked, even without contacting Danky Jabo, because Cataclysm would have that in her fucking Discord conversation. She could have provided that to you, and you didn't even think to check. Again, just insane. No business. You got no business fucking doing this, dude. You got no business. Just pathetic. Pathetic, awful shit. Terrible showing. I think you should make videos about stuff where your credibility doesn't matter. That's what I think you should do. I think you should move out of what you're doing now, because you ain't got it for that, right? Because, like, look, there's a reason I don't make video essays, you know, even though maybe I could. Like, mechanically, I don't know if I could make an entertaining video essay, but, like, mechanically I could make a video essay. The thing is I feel like I would probably not be up to reasonable standards for doing so. I don't think I could, or at least I have enough self-doubt to think that. So I don't. You know, I don't want to be in a situation where it's like, oh, I made a complete fool of myself because I overestimated my abilities or whatever. Louis, if you ever see this particular thing that I'm about to say, think about it. You should make videos about something else. If you're going to keep making videos, I think you should not talk about other people's lives, YouTuber drama. I don't think you should do that. You should talk about film, music, video games. Move into a different type of content, because this is this is great. Like, how do you expect anyone to ever take you seriously again? You might think I'm being overly serious, but I mean, really, this was disastrous. This was pathetic. This was insane. And I'm gonna go now because my throat hurts. I'm exhausted from, like, observing this. I'll see you guys later.